Hi guys, just a disclaimer before this video starts. This is the recording of the live stream carried out on the 24th of June 2023. It was recorded live as Wagner Group were attempting to coup the Russian government, or at least seize Moscow to enforce their terms. The information in it is not current. This is simply a recording of that event from our perspective for historical posterity and for the comedy that took place on that live stream, because it was very, very funny for the onlooker. It is not current events. It will be listed as such in the title, and it is disclaimed at the start of the video. So YouTube can't do what it did to the last live stream VOD and take it down as misinformation. Okay? So for anyone reviewing this from YouTube, I am clearly delineating that this is not misinformation. This is not live content. This is a recording of a live stream that happened as the event was taking place. Okay? Now that that's clear, and it will be listed in the title, onto the video.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey, people.
Yeah.
The second Russian Civil War has begun.
Свободу граждан. Кто поднял оружие на боевых товарищей.
Okay. Hold up then. All right. So hello, folks. It's been a bit. I've been filming with Badger this week. First off, thank you to Cabal for the raid. What are you even doing awake at this hour? Thank you to all of you for throwing money at me. Why are you doing a hype train when I've literally not done anything yet? And hello to everyone, new time chatters and old friends and friends who hate me. Let's see. It is lovely to see you all. We are here to commemorate.
News.
What?
She's on her way.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
She?
Inshallah.
Oh, hang on.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. I actually don't know who you're talking about. Also, we've got another guest in here that I have to set up the Fugi for. Oh my god, that's a lot of
shit. We do.
Yeah, take a look who just popped in.
Oh god.
We're probably
history in the making.
Oh no,
I have to
it's
be
been
here. I have to.
too. Oh,
She's
boy.
arrived.
Here she
Holy
comes.
Christ! Almost 600 people watching this already. Oh my goodness.
Cabal and Min deciding to make my return after last week. Very eventful. Thanks, you two cheeky fucks. Hang on, Dylan. I'm gonna have to. Have you ever used Fugitech? I'm gonna have to.
No, I don't know what Fugitech is.
It just gives you a little funny image. It'll use your profile picture if you don't have one. So I
just put a picture of Captain Hook in the corner. People will understand.
That actually is accurate, though.
This
Oh
type
my
of
God.
sustained bullying from the British is why we kicked you out.
Guys,
All right,
why
all
am
right.
I getting
Dylan,
pelted?
come on. Just say Peter Pan for me real quick. Just one more time.
I already did it twice.
One
I'm not
more
doing it
time.
the third
No.
The clip already exists. The
Okay.
clip already exists. It's like 3 a.m. I'm gonna wake up everybody in the building. We already got woken up because actually rockets actually flew over our building during today's stream again.
Yeah, they
because the Russians are panicking. They're just like firing rockets, trying to like distract from what's going on.
Oh goodness.
they're really good at that. They're really good at that. It's really funny. It's definitely not pathetic at all.
So if anyone doesn't know what's going on,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite fucking screaming, pointing, bald, penis-shaped fucker, Prigozhin, has decided it's crime time.
It's ready
And
to
has declared war, not on Russia, but on the Russian Department of Defense.
Why are they
And is
getting
apparently
this
marching on Moscow or Rostov-on-Don, or he's doing something. He's got some sort of Napoleon fantasy. He's putting a bunch of shit on his Twitter and Telegram saying, like, the troops are just parting and letting us through, and we've shot down 400 jets and just destroyed everything.
It literally... Okay, hang on. Before I do anything, I have to go over all of the other stuff. So first off, thank you all for the hype train. Why are we already at level 4? That's a lot of subs. There's a lot going on, so my brain's kind of higgledy-piggledy at the moment. No pun intended. Sorry, pig. Secondly, someone just donated a $20 direct donation someone needs me to say something in the funny voice. Shoigu! I will have my revenge!
Oh my god.
There you go. And thirdly, if you're wondering why I've been missing, A, I've been filming with Badger, and B, on Wednesday, I got in a fight with a ceramic bowl when it broke. I failed the dishwashing QTE, and now I have 6 stitches in my thumb. Because when I pulled my hand away, I saw the inside of my thumb, and that's not supposed to happen.
Hey, there's a difference between seeing the inside of your thumb and losing it, so you got out pretty good.
On the skill issue is the first fucking thing I see. Thanks.
I fucking take a nap. I go take a nap, and this shit nap. What?
Hi,
Animarchy.
Animarchy. Welcome to the party. Isn't it funny what happens? Okay,
Hang on.
We're gonna have to put
Kitty,
you.
What is it? What is it?
Are we on?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah, there's a
Yet
4
another
a.m.
pod from the edit and get struck for disinformation. Oh boy. Oh god.
Don't worry. The Twitch VOD will live forever.
Oh yes, that's right. We are disinformation after all.
So
I take pride in that. Oh
I
my
can't
God.
wait to get community guideline strike on this one, boys. Hi everyone. How are we? How long have we been streaming? About an hour or so?
No, not even like 5 minutes.
Sounds
5
like
minutes.
about-
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Oh god.
Sounds like an excuse to dodge the tourney. Wait, what tournament did I miss?
Guys,
What? Sorry.
let Kitty speak.
My bad. Go
So-
ahead, Kitty.
you know that little traffic jam north of Rostov that everyone was monitoring?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 60 kilometers north of that, near a town that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but actually, the
I
nearest
believe.
town is Lesnoy, or it's a village. There is a massive 4 a.m. traffic jam over the Seversky Donetsk River, heading north.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that is so many fucking notifications. Jesus
Man.
Christ, my notifications are just broke.
I thought it wasn't gonna get funnier, but oh god, it just keeps getting funnier.
Okay. So first off, me trying to keep up with this. There's so much noise right now in my brain. I need caffeine. That's why I went and got coffee before this. So to introduce,
I've been drinking wine.
there's me, Digital Vagrant. Hello, I'm back from the dead. If you saw me, if you think you saw me lose in a close loss, but still a loss in the Badger tournament yesterday, shut up. No, you didn't. I tried my best. Secondly, and who I have with me is I have Kitty with the Florp avatar over there,
Hi.
the living RSS feed. We have the Pigotse Miku. The indomitable laser pig.
I can be a VTuber.
Yes, you can. We have Animarchy, who I have placed in the best position to admire Pig's rippling biceps.
Ohayou gozaimasu, minasan.
We have Falcon over, who's squealed on us. I thought it was going to be a low-key stream, then he said something and everyone became flooding it.
We gotta
welcome.
stop the right post everywhere, boys. NAFO
Do it.
assemble. Avengers happen once again.
And we
I'll
have...
have you know.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And we have Dylan, who is new to the stream, but you want to introduce yourself, Dylan? I don't know how much I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, I'm just I'm a CIA asset. I'm here to make sure you all support Ukraine or get arrested.
Mm.
Well, we wouldn't want to
Perfect.
do anything against
Officially
that.
a member now?
Perfect.
I mean, he was before, but does that mean he's officially a member now?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all work for the same department at the end of the day.
This is true.
Wait,
We all get
you
paid
guys
millions of
agree-
dollars in order to just like slander anything that's against Ukraine. And we're evil.
I still don't understand why you get to work in the nice office and I'm in the equivalent of a broom closet. This is
That's the
discrimination.
corner office. I brought in bagels the other day.
Well, I'm sorry. Like me and Samantha Powers, we have like we relax on the weekends. We play like Yahtzee. Like we're pretty close. So I'm sorry. I just have an advantage there.
I at least have a window seat, so I can't complain.
That's
You
true.
have a window?
That's not a
Yeah.
window. That's an LCD screen. Screen I rigged up in your fucking office. It's
So,
literally
funny
a
story.
screensaver.
Funny story about that.
Plane, did she? We pulled our money together. We got the soda stream.
So funny story about that. In a previous job I had, I was working in the basement of an office, and in order to stay sane, I rigged up a monitor to feed the security camera footage to the monitor, so it would seem like we actually had a window in the office room. It was the most cyberpunk thing ever.
Was it
great.
literally just Windows XP background?
No. It was like a feed to the outside of the building, but it was like, just it was a monitor
Oh,
hung up
hang
on
on.
the wall.
I almost forgot the most important part of this. Because I was so, where is it? Everyone knows what we need for background.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Don't worry about it.
Also, I have to say, you guys get paid?
I mean, Monopoly money, but yeah. There we go.
Paid in booze tokens.
No.
Perfect. Quiet enough? We have smooth jazz for us to discuss the,
There we go. Hell yeah.
Hoping for Swan Lake, but that'll do.
I could put on Swan Lake, but it might get really repetitive.
Oh, put on Swan Lake. What's the worst that happens?
I run out of fucking, hang on, it loops badly and everyone gets annoyed. Hang on. Swan Lake loop 10
I wonder
hours.
if we look at the search results for Swan Lake. I wonder if there was a spike in the last 24 hours.
Let's take a look.
Expect there might be.
Hang on, let me see.
Ugh.
Okay, we've got an hour-long loop of Swan Lake.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, absolutely beautiful. I thought I'd missed it. I thought I was jumping in halfway through the stream, but it turns out I arrive on time. It's like
Just on time.
something goes wrong, and I wake up. Like the universe just sort of goes, "Hey, babe, wake up! Wagner's fighting the Kremlin." I'm like, yes.
Oh shit, that's
absolutely
right. That's a
beautiful.
good point. I can't play it. I'll get copyright struck. Now I'm annoyed.
But it's over like 75 years old, so you shouldn't, realistically.
Is it?
It depends.
Tell you what. You guys talk. I'll just be in the background going da 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 da.
I'm going back to smooth jazz just because I want to reduce the chances that this fucking thing gets stopped on YouTube or Twitch.
Fair enough.
Who the fuck owns Swan Lake? Don't tempt fate. You're like some fucking old grizzly guy, or like the fucking what's that?
Did you
group that
not-
copyrights everything?
I did not separate my audio. No, I didn't because I've been busy, and also I have an inch-long hole in my thumb.
Swan Lake is 150 years old. Who the hell owns the copyright?
Whichever orchestra's playing it.
So if
Yeah,
you can
so-
find a recording from like pre-1940 or whatever.
Yeah,
you
if
should
I
be
go
good.
find an original recording that is past copyright, I can do that. Because copyright is stupid, the individual orchestras own the copyright for their particular renditions of it.
So,
Yeah.
what? That throws out the Red Army Choir?
Yes, it does.
Well, actually, would the Red Army Choir have any means to like sue you right now?
They're all dead.
No. Here's the thing, and this rankles me. This rankles me in a way that only a terminally online lefty can get rankled. The fact that all of the Red Army Choir's shit is copyrighted is an affront.
That is kind of like against their entire shtick, isn't it?
Yeah. They did a really good. Well, the ones that died in the plane crash did a really good cover of "Happy" by Pharrell.
Oh God!
Which is.
I actually was. Oh, thanks, Dylan. I appreciate the.
Welcome. Sorry, I just have to support my homies. Sorry.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually was sad about that when they crashed, right? Because this was in the before times, right? Before my undying hatred developed. But I do remember that plane going down. I'm just like, that is like an entire like musical like culture just poof.
Man, it was such a good time when, we were all shit posting and memeing with, the old Soviet Union memes on Lefty Poll, like way back in the day. And then now it's just sort of like
you can't look at those memes and not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's horrible. Which is funny because Hakeem, a renowned quote Marxist-Leninist YouTuber, made a video about how tanky is a bad word the other day, which I thought was really funny.
The funniest thing, a bad word for it?
Yeah, but he's like, it doesn't mean anything. It's bad. It's usually some stupid thing that the reactionaries throw around to make themselves feel better, yada yada yada, all that bullshit. And then he's like, it's also completely devoid. It's usually thrown around by libcucks or liberals who don't understand the material realities of the situation. And then, no, but here's the funniest part. The picture he uses to describe adapting to the material conditions, quotation marks, is the signing of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. And I just sat there for a second, just staring at the screen, just like,
tanky.
You could have used literally anything else. You could have used anything else, and I would have been like, it's a fair argument. I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from. But, like, that whole thing is completely indefensible, especially given what's happening now.
Anyway, let's not go too far into the weeds of that, because most of that end of YouTube is a cesspool at the best of times of discussion. So,
oh no, I have to talk about that sort of thing, otherwise we're disinformation. Remember?
Right, I see. Okay. In any case, whatever YouTube says, man. So, if you're wondering what's going on and why we're all gathered here today, it's to mourn the passing of any sort of stability within the Russian state. So, I woke up from a nap at about noon to a message that's from Kitty saying, "Wake up." I'm like, oh boy, what is happening? It would appear that the underlying simmering conflict between Wagner and the Ministry of Defense of Russia has boiled into open conflict. And we thought it was a meme for a second, right? We were like, this is like an
actually do that.
This is like an internet meme, right? I'm a smidge loud compared to the others, just a touch. Okay, let me lower my mic. There we go. That should do it.
You thought it was a meme, and so did Laserpig and a few other people, but yeah. It's been a few hours.
Did you announce it to us? Like, the Ministry of Defense has finally begun supplying Wagner with unlimited amounts of ammunition. But there's the nuance.
There's a nuance.
Oh, man.
High-speed delivery!
We went from Kyiv in 3 days to Bakhmut in 3 days to retaking Belgrade in 3 days to Russia's going to defeat Wagner in 3 days.
This is not, in fact, a meme. As things has continued to develop over time, this is real. Wagner has... we know it because the United States, the Department of Defense, has actually issued a statement confirming that they have their eye on this and that Wagner is indeed mobilizing. This is not a joke. The Wagner PMC has mutinied against the Russian military.
Which is,
That's
not against the Russian state, mind you.
Just the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what does that mean, really?
It means that Shoigu and Prigozhin.
Sorry.
They've literally finally just can no longer. It's open conflict now. Well, now I'm hungry. Sorry.
They should really just deal with this the manly Russian way. You know, like shirts off in the middle of Red Square with knives and a bottle of vodka in each hand. You know.
Literally the Simpsons meme image of two monkeys fighting on the deck of a boat while rich people fucking throw money at them. That's us. That's us right here.
Oh God, I just can't believe what I'm witnessing.
I can't
unreal.
believe it either. I literally cannot believe this. Or rather, okay, I can believe that it's happening. I thought that this would happen, right? Like other people are like, oh, it might not, you know, right? I was like, I think it's going to happen, but I did not think it would happen this soon. The Ukrainians are literally at the height of being literally ready to fucking hit them, right? Like the counteroffensive is nigh, right? The shaping operations have begun. They just lost their bridge. Well, I mean, they put up a pontoon bridge, but that's no replacement. Not true, right? This is literally the worst fucking possible time for Wagner to revolt, and yet it's happening anyway.
And you can see you can see it in their rhetoric too. If you listen to Prigozhin, he specifically specifies, "We're not fighting on the front line. This will not compromise our security whatsoever." Of course, that's nonsense. Any type of chaos like this during a war can cause instability, can undermine the war effort. It's crazy to listen to Prigozhin try to make the argument that this isn't going to undermine the war effort.
Well, he's the coup. He's the coup plotter. He's the man trying to carry out the coup.
True.
That is absolutely in his best interest to say that. That's what
He's
they all
counting
say.
coup, man.
It's weird too, because if you listen to him, he's saying he's not doing a coup of the general government. He just wants to do a coup of specifically the Ministry of Defense.
Yes.
If he can just take out Shoigu and Gerasimov, then it'll be a victory, and they'll throw out the people who caused, in his mind at least, or in his narrative, all of Russia's failures. It's like an isolated coup. It's really strange. I haven't seen this before.
Which is nonsense. Go ahead, Kitty.
The thing is, people have to realize the greatest fuck up that Russia has had is itself.
Yeah.
And if you ask Gherkin, if you ask Prigozhin, if you ask anybody who has a brain, and they will tell you it's basically the Ministry of Defense and the entire military apparatus. Yes, fighting against the Ministry of Defense inside of Russia in the short term is going to cause issues. But if either Prigozhin or Wagner or even Gherkin or somebody else with a brain gets put in charge and the lying and all the other shit stops, Russian combat effectiveness within 6 months will be higher than what it was before the coup, in spite of everything.
Because someone who actually knows what they're doing would be in charge. Yes. The question would be their volume up. Yeah, hang on. I need to raise Kitty's volume.
Is this going to be a VOD I see in chat? Don't worry, I'm going to do what I did with the others. I'm going to edit this together and put it up on my channel for posterity. For however long YouTube lets me have it up, that is.
I might put it on mine. You might be able to get under the radar because YouTube doesn't pay any fucking attention to someone my size.
I'll do some art for you guys.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
We
should
work it out. Put up as many VODs as humanly possible, just so we can't strike them all.
Yeah, I'm recording my own one because the audio on the last couple have been really sketchy. So I'm OBSing our Discord call and I'll overlay it. I missed the first bit, but I'll edit in that part of the VOD and then I'll.
You only missed like 5 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Anyway,
I want to ask you guys a question. One of the videos, because there's so much chaos, there's so much information being thrown out once at everybody right now, because everything's super blurry. I want to ask you guys about one video that's come out so far, and this video kind of threw me a little bit for a loop. Did you see General Armageddon Surovikin's video where he's holding a gun while speaking into the camera?
It's a PP. It's
oh
a
my
PP
God.
2000. He's like, what is it, PPH or whatever? PPS.
So yeah. So he has this gun under the table, just out of frame, but he frames frames it in a way so you can see it. He sounds intoxicated. I don't know if he's just like tired or if he drank a little bit, and this kind of came out of nowhere, so
Dude,
maybe he didn't know, out drinking with the buddies.
This is
and
middle
he's
of the night. Yeah, he was probably in the middle of like his evening,
Absolute
His-
hoss.
his evening alcohol poisoning or whatever he engages in, and he's looking into the camera, and he's like appealing to like the average Wagner guy, like, we fought in the trenches with you, we were out there in the field with you fighting the Ukraino Nazis. Don't do this. It stopped the column. I couldn't believe it. Like, and the gun is what throws me off, because I don't get the symbology, because he's so nice. He's quote unquote so nice in the video, but then he's got like a gun off frame.
Oh, that's very deliberate. That's we'll kill you if you don't stop.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just incredible stuff. Like, generally, like, people are saying, "Oh, it's 1991 again." No. This doesn't give me 1991 vibes.
I've got a video.
This gives me Operation Valkyrie from Wish.com kind of vibe.
Hang on, guys.
They
Here.
didn't manage to get the bomb into the Kremlin.
What we
So
got?
they're just doing this.
There is a column. That's real.
Oh shit! The videos are coming out.
Oh boy.
The cell phone videos. That's real.
Where's that at?
That's in Rostov.
Rostov.
They've taken control of a large area north of Rostov.
Oh Christ.
Okay.
Saw the post by Live Map. I don't know if we know for sure that they've taken control of the area. All we know is we see columns moving around. We don't even know for sure if any of these columns have been confirmed to be Wagner columns yet. I saw the guy from Bellingcat saying that this might be a Wagner vehicle. This is the thing that gets me the most about the situation, is that it feels like there's like supposedly tens of thousands of troops running everywhere, but all the footage we can get feels like it's from like the Loch Ness Monster. It's like 1,000 miles away, unbelievably blurry. The camera's shaking. I still feel like I gotta wait for more confirmation videos. Definitely for Wagner movements.
That's true. Here's the thing that I wanted to point out, right? What Prigozhin is saying, like, don't worry, I'll restore order and then we'll get back to winning the war. It's nonsense. Even if, say, Prigozhin was absolutely 100% true, he just wanted to take over and then just get back to fighting the war because the Ministry of Defense is incompetent, which they are, but that it wouldn't work. It's complete nonsense. Let's say he takes over. Congratulations! You've just wiped out the entire upper echelon of military organization of the entire Russian military. Do you think the Wagner people are just going to be able to stroll in, sit down at the desks, and know what's going on? Know how to manage everything?
Guys, what time is it in Russia right now?
Time to get a watch. No, sorry.
It's 4:30, like 5 o'clock.
Okay, that is.
Yeah, it is 4:30 in the morning Moscow time.
The light seems to make sense from the video. I just don't understand why right at the head of a column there's a BMP on a flatbed.
Probably because they grabbed whatever they could.
Yeah, but like if you are marching on someone, you're expecting you don't put your tank at the head of a column on a flatbed.
What's interesting is sorry, continue.
Problem is with a BMP, you're not going to
That's
drive
why
it
I'm
over.
live on Twitch right now with all of my fellow reporters talking about it.
Is that your dad?
I'll unmute my mic. Yes, my dad has just come in to inform us that Wagner has started a coup.
You don't say!
Say
Breaking
hello
news.
to at least 700 people and more like 200,000 when this goes up on YouTube. Say hi, Dad. There he is.
Hi, Mr. Packers.
Pack Dad.
Hi, Anamarchy Senior.
Anamarchy Senior, Australian Army retired, is here with us, everybody.
This is funny, ain't it?
It is funny, isn't it, Dad? Yep. I love how he's like, he's just a character in all of my streams and videos now. If I do live content, Dadamarchy appears.
That's so good.
Now Falcon's gonna have to draw him in the art for this.
Yeah,
I will. Just like this guy in the background, like just poking his head through a doorway.
With an older, more beat up slouch hat than mine.
Yes.
I'm not streaming. I am recording this on OBS to make sure we have a proper audio balanced, high quality version, so people don't whinge like they did last time.
I appreciate that, Anamarchy, because my recording, so I just forgot to hit record for a cleaned one. And
I
also,
can't wait for Dadamarky. If you guys rule 34 my dad, I swear to God.
Oh God.
Mint says it should just be a copy paste of Anarchy, but with age lines.
I'm looking at this video. I'm looking at this video you posted, and I'm just looking out my window. It's the same like time of day, night.
It's the same
very
light?
similar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
similar.
that'd do it.
Oh, no. No, you want to know what's worse? I gotta answer this. Poochie plays in chat. You want to know what's worse? Dad is not Anarchy with white hair. Dad is Anarchy with hair because I inherited my mum's side of the family, so I've lost my hair. Dad still has his.
Ha!
Press F.
And it's not even
Everybody
gray.
press F in chat for Anarchy's hair.
Oh.
Big rip to me.
Here, I guess that says something else. Apparently,
He's still a handsome man. Just saying. Holy shit! All the Fs are coming in.
oh my God. F. Here, I just got given this. Apparently it's past sunrise in the evening, so there's this. There's Helios loitering.
Oh, yeah,
right.
I've
now?
got the video too. What the hell?
Oh Christ.
That's
Wagner has
interesting.
their own air wing as well. That's the thing. They've been given access to flying Russian equipment. So
Oh.
is that theirs? or-
I saw fucking alleged videos of firefights earlier on before it was daytime. Like there's fighting. This I do not think that this is going to, because that was the best case scenario, right? Is that Prego manages to completely wipe out the MOD, and the worst thing that happens is he takes over and there's a fuck ton of disorganization while they take over, and then it goes back to them trying to fight them. That was the best case scenario.
Could you imagine Prigozhin taking over a TV station like hostage, and he like broadcasting to TVs in the whole country, just calling Shoigu like a homosexual or whatever amount of insults he brought him?
Apparently they've already fucking hacked TVs.
Holy
that's
shitballs, man.
You want to know what's even funnier? This is full circle. If you remember on the parade stream, I went on like a 30-minute rant about Tom Clancy. Well, guess what? It's literally the end of Red Storm Rising right now. Like there is a convoy of Wagner troops.
I've already
It's not wrong. That's it.
I've already seen people post the intro to COD 4. I'm just like, wow! These writers
guys.
are really reusing shit.
There's a civil war in Russia.
Update.
Red,
Red,
lovely.
Red. This is a great update. Red Square is being closed for scheduled maintenance.
Yeah, didn't you know? It was scheduled. They're a little late, right? They had to delay it a little bit, but it's the century, the annual, the century, the regularly scheduled century maintenance of Red Square.
Well,
just cleaning out the government, replacing it.
Well,
What would really be fucked up about this is like if Putin himself sides with the Wagner Group, which I doubt is going to happen. But like that would be.
He said nothing so far.
I know that's the thing. Like if he.
Putin
Yeah,
is
we
only
know
interested in
is-
who wins.
So Dmitry Peskov, Putin's press secretary, says that Putin knows what's going on, that he's getting 24/7 updates, and the only thing close to like a Putin statement was that like one FSB thing, but that's still not Putin. So that we have gotten no statements from Putin. We had one statement released from Putin, but it was a pre-recorded message of him wishing children like happy graduation. So like literally nothing.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Didn't he appear in 2 places at once the other day?
yes. Oh,
He did.
Peskov says
they
Putin
fucked
is
up.
sleeping peacefully tonight.
No, he is
You would-
not.
Yes,
Okay,
he
actually,
did.
let's...
Putin,
Oh god, go ahead.
Putin has 1 foot on the fucking express metro 2 train to whatever deepest bunker he can find. He is
Yes,
literally
that's why he's sleeping peacefully at night.
he's doom scrolling on his fucking phone like the rest of us. How close are they? Oh.
Good lord.
I can't
Seriously,
believe
this
this is happening.
Isn't his house in Royce of Undone?
No. You mean the palace?
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
south along the coast from what's the port that they relocated the Black Sea Fleet to after they were all...
Novorossiysk.
Yeah, it's just south along the coast from that.
Novorossiysk, what a port. What a place. What
It's
a
a piece-
time.
It's a piece of
Certainly
shit,
is a
isn't
place.
Yeah, like I use it as a navigation aid because it stars in DCS and IL-2, so
Oh, you're
I know
right,
it
yeah.
very well. And it's not exactly the most luxury air. I would have thought he would still be rocking his. I would have thought he'd be still rocking a dacha in the Lenin Hills or whatever they call it now, the Putin Hills.
He still has that palace there,
Yeah.
halfway between Moscow and St. Petersburg.
Oh, come on. You didn't think if someone as important as Tsar Putin would only have one palace, right? Also,
No, that's why he has...
Ubla,
allow me to. Sorry, go ahead.
Ubla, with these sub-poor Argentinians are about to get a new neighbor.
Oh no.
I've heard Uruguay is the preferred fleeing point for the Russians this time of year.
Oh, God.
So go ahead, my bad.
No, so Putin has palaces within palaces within palaces. You honestly think that us Western libtards would be able to understand anything he's doing? You know, we're just ignorant and evil, as Gorgon Lira says.
That's true.
Yes.
Hey, yep, I'm both. Happily both. I feast on the flesh of the youngins.
Apparently, Potato Man's jet is in Turkey.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yep. I saw that. I saw the flight tracker. His plane took off a couple of hours ago. If it's in Turkey, he fucking fled. No.
I can tell you. You know what the funniest outcome of this whole thing would be?
Go for it.
What the funniest outcome for this whole thing would be if the body doubles all form their own factions. And so you have the Putin battle royale. Like, it's like, I'm Putin. No, I'm Putin.
Put it on pay-per-view. The final triumph of capitalism is the Putin cage match live on television from Red Square.
I'd pay to see that.
I'd pay to see that.
You know, I'm trying to
on the
imagine...
Russian military to see that.
On Lenin's mausoleum, that platform on the top where the Soviet government used to hold its big speeches, just cage match throwdown. Absolutely incredible. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Sunday, watch Putin fight Putin.
Dylan, if you can
Live
get a
on
hold of him.
24.
I just got
That's your official media now, quotation marks.
Dylan,
What was
you're
that?
in Ukraine, right?
I'm outside of Kiev right now.
Dylan, get non-smoker on here, dude.
Quick,
No,
Bro, okay,
no.
I know logistics is tough, but is it like too late to like DoorDash you like a George Foreman grill, a package of sausages, and like a 6-pack? Because you're about to have some prime watching entertainment.
For 20 more minutes, it's still curfew, actually. So yes, it is technically still late. Too late.
So Dylan, could you do me a favor? As soon as curfew is over in 20 minutes,
Yes.
could you run to the local supermarket and see if they have any popcorn left?
See if they have any popcorn. This is high key entertainment. I've been trying to think about like what would be if this was happening somewhere else, what would be the equivalent? And I've landed on it would be like if the UK tried to invade Ireland again, could only take like, I don't know, like 1/10 of the country, and then Gordon Ramsay, angry, decided because Prigozhin used to be Putin's chef. He decided he was gonna storm Moscow and take hostage Ben Wallace. That would be the equivalent, right?
Boris! Where are the potatoes, Boris?
You're a fucking idiot sandwich.
But that's also another reason why the whole idea that like Wagner could fix all of this is crazy. Like Prigozhin is like he came to fame through being like Putin's chef. Like he would I don't know who in Wagner would even be the one to clean up the mess. Would it be Dmitry Utkin? Like I don't know. Like that's the problem with everybody in the hardcore Russia ultranationalist circles is that everybody they offer that could do a job better like can't. They have been unable to.
Hold up.
You're forgetting
what
something.
certain people wanted
Guys,
January 6th to be.
This is true. That's a fucking terrifying thought. I mean, this is what they wanted. Yeah, I'm like,
Some people wanted, yes.
That's disgusting. Like absolutely fucking disgusting. Anyway, before I go into a rant on that, I'm gonna cut myself off, right? But we got some geolocated stuff. I just posted it in shit talking. Let me see if
Shit, do we?
we do.
Oh, there was a boom.
That's in Rostov. Let me look at this. Hang on, I'm turning down the volume so they don't have to hear.
It's the
No,
same
this
thing
is even
Rostov.
funnier.
Yeah, they confirmed that's in Rostov. That's
if they
an-
take over Rostov, that's even funnier than January 6th. You know what it is? It's the Capitol Hill exclusion zone or whatever it is. Just the
oh, the one from
Russo
Seattle,
fascist
yeah.
version. Yeah,
That's
the Russian fascist version.
That's Jesus Christ. Let's think about that. Think of it because like I said, like the best option, the literally like least of the worst options, right? Was if Prigo won smoothly and quickly. I think it's very clear that's not going to happen. So
Actually, what do you think his odds are? Do you think he has good odds?
no.
It's questionable what the hell is going to happen because no one has seen anything other than some trucks moving.
It's early.
And yeah, it's too early to say anything other than if something does happen, it will likely be a complete shit show because everyone is just posturing right now.
It's like he's going after some people in the Ministry of Defense or whatever. That sounds like a very surgical thing to do. It's like if somebody in America wanted to take out like the SecDef.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't just do that.
And he's doing that. And he's doing that because Putin, like to the Russian public, is very popular. He's the Tsar. You don't challenge the Tsar. But if he can take over the military, his power is basically assured, and he gets to keep Putin to legitimize him, basically.
All right, I need to put on my nerd hat again.
Your fedora.
Different.
Yeah, I gotta put on my nerd hat again. This reminds me, I think I mentioned it before, one of the other streams we did. This reminds me of the saying that used to go around Nazi Germany at the time when it was going wrong in Russia, ironically enough. And basically, there was a common saying which became a meme among the SS, which is, if the Fuhrer only knew.
Yes,
it would be like this refrain that said, because the German troops on the front line would be freezing with low ammo and no resupply, and they're like, well, if the Fuhrer knew what the situation was out here, things would be different.
We've seen that throughout the entire war. That's why whenever you see videos, right, of like them begging for help, whether it be the soldiers themselves, whether it be like concerned wives or like concerned mothers, all of them are addressing Putin. Like, Putin, please help us. As if he doesn't know. He knows. They just
he doesn't know.
I mean, he just doesn't care.
No, he doesn't even know. Every single, like, there was a remark once how even like the lowliest private, after interacting with Putin and telling him about what was going on, magically became a warrant officer or an officer. It's the same thing. It's like that line from Chernobyl, if you've seen the HBO series. Those who care don't know, and those who know don't care. It's quite literally that, you know. It's literally the same exact thing. Nothing has changed in 30 years, 40 years.
He's surrounded by yes men. There is no Putin is the cause of this entire thing. He's not gonna unfuck it.
I mean, that's why dictators always have problems, because to function, dictatorships always hire yes men for their key positions and then set them against each other, so none of them can assemble enough power to challenge the dictator's position. And so,
while all those yes men have learned the exact right combination, just the exact right combination of things to say to the great leader to make sure that their head's not on the chopping block if they ever have to deliver bad news.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but that basically means you are so.
Putin doesn't know what's going on. They basically translate reality to Putin, and Putin states his orders to them, and they translate his orders.
He's Stalin.
Diane, whatever.
He's bootleg Stalin. Wish.com Stalin. He does the same thing. Don't upset him, or he'll send you to the fucking gulag.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible. The one thing that sort of gets me is, even if Wagner goes on and does this thing, what's the end game for them? I can't see. They don't have enough, even with their power, they don't have enough men to sort of secure the area. They don't have enough.
Guys,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video of just a second. But Tank.
I just saw this on my Twitter as well.
Where is it?
What?
Where?
What? What?
Right here.
Where?
Shit
I
talking.
just got
Oh,
given this
God.
as well. Yeah. That's a tank. That's a tank in the middle of Rostov.
That is a tank.
What is that? A T-72? No.
No.
Wow! Oh my goodness! It's the T-34 from the parade. They're finally sending in their last reserves.
Holy shit, he's hauling ass.
That's
Yeah.
a T-62.
And that's a
Yeah, that is a
B-10.
72.
That's a T-72, just over the curb.
Are those militarized police?
Yeah, I heard
Um,
earlier today that they were handing out arms to the Rosgvardia and the Omon.
Oh my god.
It's crazy. We have
that's
so much
Colonel
footage of like the Rosgvardia, we have the National Police and of the Armed Forces. We still have basically nothing, or I mean, like some stuff that's unconfirmed. We don't have anything solid on these Wagner columns.
I
So
think
you would
they're
think if there's thousands of Wagner boys, we would have video of
Yeah.
I think they're moving too quickly.
it. They're sonicking across the country.
Well, if you look at it realistically,
Sonic fast.
Prigozhin's best chance here is literally to get this over as fast with as possible. The more time the MOD has to react, the less chance he has to succeed.
Sorry, it's just occurred to me that this is an Uno reverse card of the
Kiev
well,
rush. Oh my god.
It's condensed. It's condensed for comic effect for the film, but it's literally the inverse of the end of the death of Stalin. This time, it's the NKVD bum rushing the army rather than the other way around.
Oh my god. Oh god, I have 1K viewers. How do I feel? Well, I'm laughing.
Good evening, 1,000 of
Pack
you.
up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
Oh.
Somebody earlier asked, like, what would the end game be for Prigozhin? And this is one of the main reasons why I'm still a big skeptic about the situation that's developing right now. Is it's hard for me, if I was in Prigozhin's shoes, if I was in his fat, alcoholic, gangreenish, ghoulish shoes, I would imagine that it would be too much of a risk to push this, considering that Prigozhin doesn't have too many allies outside of Vladimir Putin, or at least reportedly doesn't have a ton of allies outside of himself.
He doesn't.
And so it's hard to imagine that if he didn't like get immediate and 100% success, that he could call on anyone else to help him. And the rumors are around this that even if he has succeeded in getting some people out there, who knows if he would even get all of Wagner to agree to do something like this. Like, this is a big risk. Maybe the prisoner soldiers, I mean, you know, prisoners being on the other end of the government isn't nothing new. But a lot of the guys from Syria, would they really be willing to turn their guns on the MOD? That's still like a big jump from like Telegram rants.
That's irrelevant to him.
Who's paying their
look
paycheck?
Look at it from his perspective. He's clearly been outmaneuvered by the MOD in this case, right? Putin,
Yeah, definitely the contract negotiations show that clearly.
Yeah, that whole thing, it clearly showed the walls were closing in. He had to do this. The only other option was basically to capitulate in the power struggle. And it's very clear he is not that type of man to do that.
See,
So this was inevitable.
The thing that I don't understand is he had still an entire week to do this. Why did he just go now?
A whole week? What do you mean?
Until the deadline.
Oh! Right, I forgot. I thought the deadline already passed and he just was like, fuck you.
Oh God, Laser Pig. God damn it.
What?
No.
Oh, did you put that up on stream for us? That is
Hang on. I got it. It's perfect. All right, hang on. Just for a second, chat. Just for a second.
Oh my
God.
Oh God.
I love that the shark's still there.
Well, here, I mean, of course. You can't. He's got a kill count. Can't take him out.
Kronstadt Revolution 2, Electric Boogaloo, the sharks just take over the island of
Well,
Kronstadt.
here's the funny thing though. We know that Pierogi has back channels, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Pierogi's survived a lot.
We know he has back channels to the Ukrainians, though, right?
Yes, we do know that.
We do
Or
know
we
that.
have we I don't know if we know the 100%, but there's good reason to believe it.
There's good reason to believe it. And I mean, to anyone apparently not Russian in this situation, it's pretty obvious that the Ukrainians like, oh sure, we'll definitely make a deal with you. Lie. Use it against them, right? Like, the Ukrainians hate the Russians to death at this point. Any back channel is going to be used for manipulation, right? It is not impossible.
Are you suggesting that he's made some sort of secret deal with the Ukrainians and he thinks he's about to get Ukrainian support?
I'm not suggesting maybe that far, but I am suggesting they might have goaded him into it.
The honest to God thing that's making me sort of sit here and wonder is a friend of mine who is US Army retired and I were talking about this. And ironically, to make another obscure pop culture reference, I don't know if anyone's read or watched Generation Kill. I would assume a lot of people have.
Hell yeah, brother.
There's this scene where they're sitting dug in outside the city of Nazarea, and they're watching everything go down. They're watching Tomahawk missiles slam into the city, and they're like, you know what? Each one of those missiles is $1.5 million. So we fired what? Maybe like 20 or 30 of those?
Yep.
And then one of the other Marines pipes up and goes, shit, for half of that, I'll grab some C4 and hump that shit in myself. Right? Now, here's the thing. Wagner are a private military company.
That's true.
For what the Pentagon is spending on this war right now, couldn't we just hire Wagner?
It's weird because they're a private military company, but not really a private military company. Private military companies don't exist in the same way in Russia as they do in other countries. They have to inherently kind of be an extension of the Russian government. So I don't know if it would even be possible for them to take contracts from another country. I don't think they can.
This is something that Russia and China specifically have done for decades now, is plausible deniability. It's like, oh, they're private, but they're arms of the government. Kind of like how China extends its unofficially extends its presence, its force through its legions of fishing fleets, right? Or the fact that they use civilian ships to try to intrude upon the whole 9-dotted line and all that shit.
Blackwater in the U.S.
Blackwater's another one, yeah. No, they're not Blackwater. What are they now? I forget what the fuck they renamed themselves.
I forget it, but back in the early GWAT days, it's the same idea.
I think it's Academy or Academia or whatever they're called now, or they were. Yeah, Academia. I know. Look, if you want to know how good this situation is, it's 11:30 in the morning. I just want you to know.
Nice.
11:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And I cracked a cold one.
That is
3 a.m. for me. Come on.
Guys, I have horrible news. I'm out of alcohol.
I'm gonna go drink something. You
So
guys talk among yourselves.
Jimmy Russian just posted about that tank video we were just watching. Jimmy Russian, really good reporter. He did a story recently with Michael Weiss and New Lines. Very good piece. I hope people go check it out. But he wrote in response to that, note the attempted bus blockade on the road in the video above, which obviously didn't work, but this probably suggests these forces are indeed part of the Wagner column. If this is true from what Jimmy Russian is saying, then that would mean this could be one of the first, if not the first, confirmed video of the Wagner column. Of course, this is just Jimmy Rushton. He's saying it could be. We don't know that for sure. Interesting commentary from him. Yeah.
We don't have anyone on the ground. We're not going to know until the cell phone stuff starts pouring in, right? And here's the thing. The Russians don't want us to get a look at it. We know that because they shut off all the fucking webcams in Rostov about an hour ago.
So, I'm not
Thing
sure
is,
if the buses...
I didn't see any Z's on those trucks.
I don't know.
I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them, but the one I've seen just now of tanks in Rostov, there are Z's on the trucks and on the vehicles, but they're painted in red. No.
Okay.
I just saw that. I don't know what that's meant to.
Kitty,
No,
let Kitty go.
Hold on. So if you look at the video with the tank, there's 4 buses. Each bus holds what, 30 guys?
Sure.
Give or take. If you look at the patches on their shoulders and the equipment they're using, I'm pretty certain those guys are National Guard or internal forces. Oh no, wait.
Yeah,
the back of one of them,
Roskvania is.
yeah, the back of one of them says Oman on it.
Then they might be. Then this might be the National Guard getting in place to fucking repel.
Right. I'm pretty certain that's the National Guard. That they basically requisitioned 4 buses to move a company of them, and they basically just parked the buses there like that, and everybody else is just apparently from the military unit is just bypassing them like that.
That being said, live UA map apparently just has Rostov under Wagner control, Mark. even if they're just spreading disinformation, it's a smart move. I mean, it is in Ukraine's best interest to fucking exacerbate this as literally as madhouse as possible.
This is the thing that I'm looking at right now.
There are tanks and armored vehicles outside the Ministry of Defense building in Rostov.
Yeah, this is real.
Wait, the Ministry of Defense building in Rostov?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you post a link to that?
Sure.
Well,
one second. I got a few links
they can't post up outside the FSB headquarters since the SBU blew it up.
I can't believe that happened.
But apparently, yeah. So apparently, we're getting now serious unconfirmed reports that a Russian helicopter has been shot down by Wagner.
There's no coming back from this, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, when you say credible reports, who is this coming from? Because I know Prigozhin claimed that on Telegram, but Prigozhin claims a lot of shit,
Oh, okay. I'm getting fed some info.
It's not legitimate, as in legitimate. We're seeing it from multiple sources. There's probably a woozle, as Laserpig so eloquently puts it, but you never know.
I've got some good shit here. Hang on. Posting some links. Apparently, Wagner is being very disciplined mostly about not posting their movements.
Okay, apparently and allegedly, we have to keep saying that, so we're not disinformation.
Because we don't know. We don't know. This is a live. This is a live development. Breaking news. I should put a breaking news chevron. Can I do that?
Yeah. I can.
Oh shit! I have to change the music's changing. I forgot to loop it, and I don't want to get copyright struck. Shame. I love synthwave. There we go.
Hell yeah.
If you put White Bat synthwave mixes, his are pretty good.
I can't because again, it's copyright. God damn it.
No, White Bat is open license.
Yeah, he's royalty free. That's who I use for all my videos.
White Bat's J.
He's great.
Oh, I know. Hold on a second. I think I know where this is.
White Bat. Where's White Bat synthwave? Can I do that?
Yeah. I can.
Oh shit! I have to change the music's changing. I forgot to loop it, and I don't want to get copyright struck. Shame. I love synthwave. There we go.
Hell yeah.
If you put White Bat synthwave mixes, his are pretty good.
I can't because again, it's copyright. God damn it.
No, White Bat is open license.
Yeah, he's royalty free. That's who I use for all my videos.
White Bat's J.
He's great.
Oh, I know. Hold on a second. I think I know where this is.
White Bat. Where's White Bat synthwave?
White Bat dark synthwave is what I usually go with because it's rad.
Let's see what we get. White dark
coffee.
Something different.
1 second. Wait. The #1 Ukraine expert just commented on this. Michael Tracy has put out a tweet. I do want to read it. Look, I've debated him a few times. A lovely guy, probably. God. He blows out Timothy Snyder when it comes to Ukraine expertise. Obviously, let me read you his tweet. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful tweet, and I have to read it. Is it really an attempted coup if it's a dispute between two factions of the Russian state rather than an attempt to remove the top leadership?
Kinda.
Yes.
Still kinda.
So I would think so.
You don't have to coup the whole government.
They're queuing. Yeah, they can coup part of the government. Yeah.
Man, you can tell Dylan is near the front, as it were, because he's getting mobile phone transmission interference from the 90s coming through on his mic.
Awesome.
Apparently, fire has been reported.
That noise threw me back.
Apparently, a fire has been reported at a railway station in Kursk. There's someone in chat here. Old. Yeah, that's probably old. Take a look at what I put in shit talking. We've got some footage here.
If there's ever been a
boy.
time for them to send the Russian Legion across the border again into Belgrade or somewhere else, it would be right now. Just saying.
This would be the best time.
Yeah.
Just been sent this.
Oh, so did I.
You guys have posted
Oh,
the same
shit.
video 3 times.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, we did.
We totally just did.
Can I get permissions to so I could delete half this shit?
Here, I got you. I'll delete mine. There we go. Now we
Oh
only
no,
have-
wait, hold on. It's 3 separate videos. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Also
no.
from the same place.
Yeah, all of this stuff is from Rostov right now. Like, this is all...
No, it's from the same street corner, I'm pretty sure.
Fucking wild, man.
I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure what building this is. Because I'm not seeing anything on Google Maps.
Sorry, DG,
Man,
I'm a little
holy
lit right now,
boy.
but like, am I okay to say fuck on the stream?
Yes! Jesus Christ!
Okay, cool.
Fuck's sake!
Could you please keep it to a minimum, because I don't want to have to keep censoring it.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so the defense of Ukraine. So the official Ukrainian defense Twitter account has simply tweeted, "We are watching."
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
saw that shit. That was earlier. That's great. Yeah, but here's the thing. At the very least, this is clearly going to turn into a shit show, right? It is unlikely that Wagner is going to make it all the way to Moscow with no resistance.
I don't even think they're going to drive on Moscow. I think they're going to do the. They're going to do what do you call it? Kind of like you've got the LPR, the DPR, and the Wagner Free Territory now. Is what I think.
You think they're going to
the
take
Rostov region?
that alone
Yeah.
literally immediately disrupts all of the fucking like the artery of logistics to the entire Donbass region.
Which is why he's doing it. He knows that if he takes
It makes
this
sense,
area, if he takes this area, the Ministry of Defense will have to kowtow and listen to him.
He's fucking the whole war. He's literally
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
the entire war for this is it, dude. Like this, if this doesn't get put down immediately, the entire
throwing the
Russian
map.
line's going to fuck up.
He's throwing
Thank
the
you,
map.
Wagner. Very cool.
He's throwing the what?
He's throwing the... Think of it like this. He's throwing the Hearts of Iron 4 game. On purpose.
Yeah,
I
is
mean,
what
essentially, yeah. He's like, I can't win, so I'm going to make sure the people I don't like don't win either.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. There is no way. Like, the only way Russia could have kept this going is if they prevented this from happening. It is too late now. There is no going back from this. Even if Prigozhin was like,
Yeah.
oh, oops, whoopsie daisies, it was all a prank. The Ministry of Defense has to lock up like 25,000 people of some of their best troops.
Oh my god.
All of those, whether they were being held in reserve, whether they were active, they cannot trust any of Wagner at this point.
Did you see The Death of Stalin?
I've never watched it.
No. The meme that I tagged you.
Oh, I just... Yeah. I mean, I'm smiling, but I really am
Oh,
fucking
goodness.
furious.
Oh God, man.
Mr. President, the second offensive has hit the online war maps.
What? Hi, Cap, what?
It's just
What'd I
every
do?
day.
Check DM.
Every day.
Okay.
Cap, you should be asleep. You were streaming for like what, 8 hours? Jesus Christ, dude.
Why are you awake, Cab? That's so wacky, but Cab just sent me this. Here you go. Here you go, pig. Just for
Oh
you.
boy. Oh dear.
I put this up on the screen real quick. Hang on.
I don't know. Like this is gonna be the fun part. This is gonna be. How do I explain this to the guy who replaced Susan?
So I'm finding some stuff online, and I just double checked it off screen. So apparently Rostov holds a lot of big, let's just say, weapons reserves, ammunition reserves. And if you've been paying attention to a lot of Prigozhin's rhetoric during this war, one of his main complaints is that he isn't getting enough shells, isn't getting enough ammunition, and that Shoigu has been holding that back from him. Not to mention, gigantic logistical hub for Donetsk and Luhansk. And it also houses the Southern Military District Command and operational warehouses. So there's a lot going on there that I could see why, hypothetically, it could be important for leverage with the government.
Man, it's going to be interesting to see this play out because, like, half of me expects, like with everything in the modern era, we're all going to be screaming happening, and then there's going to be a backrooms deal between Prigozhin and the MOD, and then everyone's going to go home and back to normal, right? That's what we all expect to happen, but what if it doesn't?
Nothing's going to go back to normal, bro. I think that's
that a million times. And
what
like,
is normal though?
I'm trying to keep my hype low because I know that if this plays out fully, it is going to be the funniest thing this year. I don't think it could get funnier than this.
Well, here's
the ultimate Russian gamer moment.
We have been saying, and maybe we didn't expect this to be it, but we have been saying at some point, Russia cannot keep this up forever. Not the way they've been doing it. At some point, something had to break.
How this ends is that one of these guys, Shoigu or Prigozhin, is going to end up accidentally falling out of a window.
Or strung up in Red Square, for all we know.
At this point, that's not out of the possibility.
It's really not.
It's out of the yeah, it's
institutional power struggle because it's the same breakdown. Well, on a different scale.
I can't believe this is happening. With Twitch isn't giving the Wagner Group a 70-30 cut.
Oh god. I feel kind of bad for Remy. He's streaming a game on YouTube right now, and then just all of a sudden this happens while he's on stream. Poor guy.
Bezos! Where is the revenue? Bezos!
Bezos!
I mean, honestly, there's not much else to comment on the situation until it like develops.
I mean, we're live streaming it because I wanted to address it because I'm sure everyone wants to know what's going on. And
yeah,
I think
we live reporting as it comes in, as always.
Wait, hang on. Can I set this? Keep talking. I'm gonna try to do something funny.
I mean,
same for Dylan. We're all sitting on our asses, in complete comfort.
Welcome to NAFO News Network. The time is now 5:09 local time in Russia, where a coup d'état is going on against the Ministry of Defense.
I need to.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if I'm just, I'm the Debbie Downer. There's still a piece of me that I'm going to find out this is like War of the Worlds, There were some things said on radio. It spreads, chaos, happens. And then that chaos, people see the chaos and they just assume something's going on. There's still a good piece of me that just, until I see Shoigu raising the flag over the Rostov Armory, I don't believe it, It just feels too good to be true,
Yeah, that's fair.
If I've been watching Ukraine's counteroffensive underway for a while now, and it's rather ironic. We're seeing sort of a weird Frankenstein fusion. It's like the ghost of Mikhail Tukhatevsky has just come back.
Fucking Ditchy.
Here you go, guys.
What happened?
Yeah.
For today.
There you go.
NAFO today official news stream.
As an actual out there journalist who is very well noted for his work, I can only apologize for introducing you to this and dragging you in here, because you're a very serious person and you do a lot of very good investigation and you're risking your life half the time, and then you come here and we're just fucking about
laughing like clowns.
Look, okay, journalism doesn't matter if no one sees it. Okay, if drunk British internet pigs is in, then I gotta roll with the punches.
You get with the times. It's literally
See,
right.
that's what Hunter S. Thompson would have wanted with his gonzo journalism.
That is true.
Hunter Thompson would have loved this shit.
Oh, dude, if he were still alive, he'd be in Ukraine right now.
He would be on with us right now, literally, probably mainlining an 8-ball.
I brought one book with me to Ukraine. It was Fear and Loathing.
Fair enough.
That's a good book.
It's a great book.
Hunter Thompson is like one of my heroes, man. He's absolutely awesome.
I almost got a hunter tattoo. I almost got the Gonzo symbol on my left arm to match my stalker tattoo on my right arm.
Dylan, all I can say right now is that you're in bad country.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm in missile country. S300 country.
Damn bats.
We can stop here. We're just 300 country.
Me shooting down a bat with a fucking Patriot missile.
We're waiting for the final arc where Dylan embraces his inner Galloway.
God damn, what the hell was that? We're friendlies.
Galloway's a hero of mine personally.
Oh, Joe Galloway. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was
Joe
awesome.
Galloway is. Joe Galloway is. If I ever wanted to be a journalist, I'd want to be like Joe Galloway for real.
He got that
Hunter S.
M16,
Thompson
man.
was one of my. Oh, one second. I'm just looking at more updates. Give me a second.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, no, that's the Southern Military District, all right.
Oh man, I'm looking at Twitter. It is just chaos out there.
Oh,
Good
100%. Like no one knows what the fuck's going on. Last I heard that excuse me, Russian Telegram is absolutely in. Oh, that's the same thing, but apparently that's the Southern Military District. That video, the last one I just posted. Russian Telegram is in absolute fucking hysterics.
Oh my god. PSYOP is trending on Twitter.
I wouldn't be. I mean, to be fair,
Dude, we're in hysterics. I mean, this is.
We all joked about it, right? Or we all made like lazy predictions, right? And I think we all knew something has to break at some point. I don't think any of us expected this because this was a pipe dream, right? This was a pipe dream.
This was avoidable. Like
it is.
This was completely avoidable. This was not necessary to happen. Like if Putin had a tighter grasp of these groups, like
Oh no.
they wouldn't feel like the maneuverability to do this.
We've got our new priggy announcement on Telegram.
I just.
Oh,
Is that what you were knowing, Kitty?
Also, a new. I just want to drop this tidbit of history. This is the second coup Surovikin was involved in. Last time he was involved in a coup in Moscow was in 1991. He led an armored column that killed 3 protesters before being arrested and then released by Yeltsin.
He was
1993.
That was 93 that happened, right?
I thought
91.
it was 91.
No, 93. And hold on a second. What the hell is? Oh my god!
What?
Some of these guys are wearing steel helmets.
That's all they got
Yeah.
left, bro. All the good shit went to the front.
It's literally the
they've been
90s
wearing-
again.
they've been wearing steel helmets for a while now, honestly.
No, but they've. What I mean is the fact that okay, 95% of it. I still don't know where this is, but I'm assuming it's by some park in Rostov.
Rostov's been fucking occupied.
Okay, so
Right, but why the hell are 2 of the guys wearing steel helmets? Is my
That's
question.
what they got.
It's available,
Did
yeah.
I ever send you that
Who?
that video that was my contact in Bakhmut, who's sadly no longer with us, sent us? It was he'd captured a Russian helmet. The thing was made out of fucking plastic.
Poor
Oh,
Oryx
yeah,
is just
yeah,
plain
yeah.
giving up. Oh no, Oryx!
no.
I saw a tweet from him earlier. For the love of God, please let me retire
wait
in
a
peace.
second. Guys, the building that they're seizing, that's not the military building. That's
Yes,
the local city administration.
Oh shit! Yeah, my boy Legacy just sent me this. He's my admin in my Discord.
How do we
And,
know that these are Wagner forces? By the way, because I see the video. Like, how do we know they're Wagner?
Because why would they be storming the city hall then?
They could be building up defensive positions. I just until I know they're
That's fair,
Wagner.
That's fair. That's fair.
The fact that they're deploying the grenade launchers and they have the tanks pointed at the building, that should kind of be a big red flag as to why they're doing it.
I mean, I'm sitting here. I feel bad for Oryx because I've got a video on the Ukrainian air war finally after a hiatus, out of respect for the AFU asking everyone to stop talking about Ukraine for a bit for reasons. And I mention it in the opening paragraph. I'm like, Shout out to Oryx. They're quitting. Like, this is
Yeah.
just too much. Like, things so much has gone down. They're like, man, we don't have enough people to cover all the shenanigans that are going down. And then this happens. But Twitter is going mad. Like, these guys are doing the smart thing. They're being journalists. My friends here are being professionals. They're checking the latest Twitter feeds. They're looking at primary sources at OSINT. Me, I'm hanging around the dark web of Twitter and the Chan boards to see what everyone's saying. And oh my god, the psyop theories I'm seeing is so funny.
The cope.
Wonderful.
Oh my god, so not wanting to get too controversial because it's very sad. I apologize for making jokes about it too much. But that whole thing, that whole fracas with Titanic the other day, apparently some of the Vatniks are saying it's linked with this, and the whole thing with the sub and the Wagner coup is actually one giant psyop to distract us from the American deep space.
I saw that too.
Oh
I
my
thought it was Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson, two larger conservative commentators. They were alleging that, you know, it's kind of weird this is all going down now, and Biden knew about it the whole time, but he could have let it. No, it's all bullshit.
Don't listen to those people. Literally, they are actual conspiracek theorists at this point.
Yeah, they're
not
wild.
They're not conservative in any way. Shit, they're actually like off the fucking deep end. I think Posobiec was at January 6th.
Oh,
Like these are not QN.
I was at January 6th.
But you're a reporter.
Who said that?
lefty liberal cuck allies.
Wait, are we not all
the
Trump supporters in here?
I'm not bringing American politics into this. No.
I voted for Gonzalo Lira for president.
Okay.
Okay.
I voted for Gary Johnson.
All right, guys. We have something very important. Something I want to point out right now. I need you guys. Pig, if you haven't called an official pig raid, you need to call it right now.
No.
Our closest competitor right now for views in my recommended channels is 2 AIs of Trump and Biden debating on Twitch right now.
Oh god,
I love that channel.
We need to have more people.
No.
We should make one of those, but for Putin and Zelensky. That'd be great.
No.
Oh shit.
Nobody has to ping anybody, just for the record. And I don't want to make it a numbers game. I just want to hang out.
Shoigu and Prigozhin.
I just want to flex. I just want to flex.
That's up to Pig. Not our choice.
I just want to flex.
I mean, I don't think we need. More
I don't really think we need any people.
We're already fucking ratioing Sargon of Akkad.
Perfect.
Come on, let's ratio some of the bigger streamers too.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see if we can manage to close out, because I can't. You know what we need to do? We need to close out Bloody History Legends. I can't wait for his take on this.
Oh god.
Can the Ukrainian government let Gonzalo Lira do one stream from prison? Can we just let one stream? Just one.
Quick question. Can you get a certain colonel in the SBU a bottle of Blue Label by noon?
Honestly.
If so, I think I can guarantee a stream.
I cannot.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I'll do it.
Why Blue Label?
Everyone's got their preferences.
I live less than half a mile away from where they make the fucking shit. I can get you Black Label. I can get you Gold Label.
They specifically requested Blue Label.
Some people have their preferences. It's true. That's not the first time I've heard that.
We're beating the Trump or Biden stream. Good. All right, that's all that matters. We need to beat that. Like I didn't care. Like I didn't care about the others. I just needed to beat that because this. Goddamn.
Just don't worry about it.
I wonder how Gonzalo Lira is going to react to the news when he finds out about all this.
He's waiting in prison, hoping to be liberated by Wagner.
Yep. Any time now, guys.
Any day.
I am just waiting. All this goes down. If this goes down and stays, and if this goes down and stays down, could you imagine the operational pivot that the AFU are going to do? They're going to be like, right, we're changing our axis. We're slamming straight into Bakhmut, and there ain't nothing you can do to stop us. highway to Luhansk.
The road's
Speaking on
completely
that front,
open.
So
Speaking on that front, we have seen the first liberated territory since 2014 start to come out.
that I did see that yesterday, earlier today, I think. Also, someone, blah, 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 blah. 1 second. Where was it? Yeah, Umlaut said something, reminded me of something that I need to, like, mention. Where the fuck did it go? God, chat is moving so fucking fast. It's hard for me to keep up with my damn ADHD brain. Yeah, History Legends will be just talking about how Bakhmut has fallen again for the 80th time. But here's the funny thing. He'll actually be correct. It'll just be the Uno card, because I heard earlier the Ukraine's pushing Bakhmut, taking advantage of the chaos because they saw the Russians start shooting at each other.
Yeah.
I've heard some of the outer streets have been taken back already.
Operation Big Funny is a go, guys.
Oh shit! I've got unconfirmed reports on Twitter that
I should text my people.
If you could find out, if you could confirm any of this sort of shit, who's the floor? That is Kitty. Literally the best source of information we've ever had.
What?
Someone asked who you were, your avatar was.
Oh, yeah, it's a flork.
Gentlemen, apparently the MOD building in Rostov is being seized right now.
That's what some of the pictures are, the links are that are in shit talking. Yeah, no, they're saying it's...
Man, the NAFO made cafe art is going to be even rowdier this time round. That's for sure. Because it was pretty orderly last time.
Be prepared to be drawn as a femboy.
Yeah.
Oh. I should start advising you. I should start advising you on what my femboy form should look like.
This is why I want Mike Sparks on the podcast, because I want to see the Mike Sparks femboy.
I unironically want that. Like I'm so excited to draw that. Honestly,
I'm seeing technicals on the street now. This is from Caliber Obscura. They're a pretty good Austin account.
Okay.
I wouldn't imagine militarized police using a technical. I mean, it's not completely unheard of given how the state of the Russian military, but that's
Spaghetti Kozak awake? Is Kozak awake? That'd be fun. He'd be fun to have on.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, I think because a lot of us is just like referring to things as it rolls in. What's the likelihood of what's going to happen here? So let's say, okay, based on what we know, looks like they may have taken over Rostov. Just control, if they're doing that, I don't think Wagner has the ability to take over Rostov and control that and go after Moscow, right?
No, they would use it for leverage. If they do have control of, if they do, which is still a gigantic if that I still have huge questions about. But if they did, they would use it for leverage. There's no way they're going to march all the way on Moscow. There's no way they could do that. I mean, Putin wouldn't allow that, would he? That would be too chaotic.
Which is disappointing, because all I want is to see a shootout in the middle of Red Square.
You may even get it.
I mean, it's probably going to happen here pretty soon.
I'm hoping for it. I will burn that image into my mind like a fucking trophy.
Well, I want more than that. You know,
We've already seen some alleged footage of Red Tracer being seen in Rostov.
Yep.
Based.
So we will see how things develop. I must admit, I think I'm leaning towards Dylan on this one. I think we're going to see them seize Rostov and fortify it, and then use it to leverage the MOD to.
That is the ball game. Is the thing right there. If they seize Rostov, right, the logistics stop to the Donbass.
Yep.
That's it.
They do.
And if that goes on for more than a day, you'll see the front line break.
That leverage, that is immense leverage. It is immense leverage. I mean, that could mean like real territorial losses right now.
The front line will collapse. Will actually collapse, and not just back to like 2014 levels. Because you have to remember, Ukraine's right there on the steps of Donetsk.
It would all depend on how long they held. Like, if it became a scenario where like they're getting pushed back to the city of Donetsk, like the Putin's government would have to force something, even if it was just a crackdown on the city or something.
But they have to pull
plus, they
troops
also
away to do that.
they also have ammo reserves. I know in the Donbass, in the city of Donetsk, and locations there. So I doubt like 24 hours is going to be enough for the front line to collapse.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's
Guys,
conceivable.
we have a list of buildings that Wagner has apparently seized. They've apparently seized the headquarters of the UVO, the police department, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Federal Security Service, and the Rostov administration.
Oh shit!
Building.
Yeah, so they seized basically the central government quarter. All those buildings are within like 3-4 blocks of each other.
Okay.
Wait, not that.
They've basically,
So,
they've basically done, as I said, Operation Valkyrie on Wish is what they've done. They've seized the government quarter and they're digging in. What they're
So
doing.
just for reference, where is Rostov in like regards to Moscow? Like how far
Technical.
away?
Directly south, 500 kilometers.
Okay.
We've got potential confirmation of the downed Russian helicopter.
Oh boy.
Prigozhin's actually claiming that he shot down another one, so that would be 2 Russian helicopters claimed by Prigozhin.
It's actually 950 kilometers and about 600 miles.
Rostov-on-Don is the key logistical interchange between the Caucasus and central Russia,
Also,
which is where it is.
Thank you.
So you know where where the Sea of Azov is, right? Just at the mouth of the. So you go past the Kerch Bridge. So if you go east of it's a 20-minute drive east of Mariupol, basically. 20 minutes to half an hour, or maybe 45 minutes. Down the Taganrog Highway.
It's a lot longer than that, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, you got to forgive me. I think in Australian brain, so just down the road is like 3 days drive.
I am okay. First, 2 things. First off, I haven't forgotten. Thank you to all of you who are donating subs or bits or following or being supportive. It's really appreciated. I will happily use these contributions to heal the giant fucking hole in my thumb. God damn it. I'm really mad about this. I can't.
You did a fucky with that thumb, didn't you? Can we get 5 gifted subs for Digi's thumb?
Yeah. I can't.
Let's go.
I can't deny it. I'm literally sitting there bleeding into a fucking rag, right? On a gurney in a hospital hallway, right? Because there wasn't a room for me because it was so slammed, right? And like, would you like to pay the $350 copay now or later? I was like, yeah, just take my wallet out of my pocket.
Yeah, hype train.
Every day, thousands of Digi suffer wounds. With your small donations, you too can help heal the wounds.
Hype train. No, seriously.
Yeah, for those... go ahead.
Okay, for you guys who are wondering, there are, because we've seen some of the work that other people are doing, there are preliminary discussions for a NAFO charity stream at some stage. We are looking at it. So when we do that,
Cab down.
are we committing? Are we going to say here now officially that we are committing to the 24-hour clusterfuck?
I can't commit to that because I cannot do 24 hours. I mean,
I'll be here.
I can be part of it.
Part of it.
That would fucking destroy me. I cannot go without sleep that long. I literally will actually fall asleep on my keyboard. Oh my god, that's 10,000 bits. Holy shit.
I mean, if people can like send me.
So,
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Wow.
So traffic around that central area is, if you guys look at it, it ain't looking too good.
Nope.
Someone said rumors of a secondary Wagner convoy heading to Moscow.
So if you guys look,
That can't be right.
No.
No way.
No way.
If you guys are curious where it is, just look up Gorky Park in Rostov. The building at the southeastern end of the park, that's the city administration.
Mm-hmm.
There is a concert hall or an officers club at the southwest corner, and down the block is both the Ministry of Defense headquarters for the area and the headquarters of the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the FSB in Rostov are literally next to each other.
Yes, for those of you asking, yes, I am recording this whole discussion on OBS with high quality audio balancing.
Oh dear God.
The pig is turned up, so you'll be able to hear everything. It will be up on my channel. I was supposed to finish another video today, but never mind. We're doing it.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
gonna
supposed to be doing audit. I'm supposed to be finishing.
And
He's going to raw dog.
and Anamarchy and I
That's
are
good.
going to discuss fucking putting this VOD up in multiple places, because then YouTube can't get them all.
Yep.
Because I
The
want to
main-
make, yeah, it pissed me off that your fucking video got taken down last time. That fucked me around.
The main VOD will be up on my channel. It will be fully edited as like the other one, but we'll have backup ones on Digis just to make sure there's
Cool.
it's always up somewhere.
Yeah, I can put it up a couple days after like yours goes up, so I don't fuck with the algo.
Yeah, so we can make sure we have reserves because frankly, yeah, I didn't get what's funny is I didn't get a community strike. They said they were very gracious. They said, "Oh, you didn't know it was disinformation, but it is disinformation." So I'm
That
like,
the condescendingness of that.
It's like gaslighting.
yeah, and then we actually got something like 15 to 20,000 people on Twitter to kick up a fuss, which is bigger than Twitter spats usually get with YouTube. And they still had the gall to come back and accuse us of misinformation.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's just god. No, we're not going to talk.
Hi, Dustin.
We're not going to turn this into a whinging about YouTube stream again.
No, we
do
can't.
it every time.
We can't. I know. We all
because
know.
every time we try to have a conversation about things going on in the world, we always end up whinging about mainstream platforms censoring.
There's so
news
many
content.
things. Also, thank you to everyone for the donation. Why are we at a level 6 hype train? God damn, you fucking lunatics.
LP, I think it's time.
Time?
Is it time?
Time to summon the Kraken.
Time
Oh,
for John Cena!
Who are we-
Unfortunately, I think my mother would be asleep at this point.
Oh,
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
I've been irritating the parrot for the last half an hour, 45 minutes. Like, wake up, come on.
Have you guys seen this picture of the smoke near the highway?
Yeah, that's
No.
apparently the helicopter that crashed. It's in a reservation.
Claim
or
that's a
something.
helicopter they claim, but if
Yeah.
that is a helicopter getting shot down, that's kind of hard to cover up.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite things.
C14s right now.
One of my favorite things that I'm seeing in this, all by the way, like just watching chat scroll by. Thank you again for the bits, God, Jesus. Is all the I'm interested in seeing how many different emotes from different places have flooded in here. So I've got like usually the ZF people, but I'm seeing a bunch of different VTubers like, oh, I know that VTuber, or people from like CTE's end of things. It's really funny to watch the vast crossover of the number of types of people who come in for fucking something that is admittedly a rather niche topic, you know?
Not only that, I know for a fact
Veggie
that,
emotes.
I know for a fact that most
Soviet
VTubers-
Womble emotes.
A lot of
most
VTuber stuff.
VTubers try to avoid politics as much as possible. They try to avoid it.
But it's not politics. It's not
There are
my
some fucking
politics.
Caden emotes.
It's the truth.
It's geopolitics, which is completely different.
I'm gonna.
No one here. I bet your ass. Nobody here knows who fucking Caden is.
I don't know who
Nope.
Caden is.
No,
Like,
I didn't know
I would love to know though.
I'm gonna
Just
play
saying.
A friend of
Future.
mine, I did a secret stream with him. I did a street. You can tell how drunk and tired I am. I do apologize.
It's
I did a
alright.
secret stream with him for 4 hours to like 8 people. Nobody knew.
Oh wait, that Caden. Yo, I do know who that Caden is. My bad. Yeah, no, I know him. I remember you
I was
doing
doing
that.
stand up. I got on a little tricycle. We danced for a bit. It was great.
That's lovely. That's genuine. I love
No
the
one
fact that you
saw
did
it.
that. I never told anyone about that because I saw that you had done it, right? Like I saw like a couple references. I think Min may have mentioned it, right? At some point. I was just like, I'm never telling anyone about that. I'm going to let that sit in the corner of the internet for anyone who actually has a brain to find.
Oh, I
do
did
it
that.
at the time.
I did that recently. I discovered a it's unfair because she had a little bit of a following. I didn't discover her. That's like that reeks of a colonialist rhetoric. No, I personally found an independent VTuber who has instantly become one of my favorites.
Well, who are they?
Her name is so first off, she's an indie streamer,
Mhm.
number one. Number 2, she's an indie YouTube VTuber, which you don't see many of those these days.
Okay.
Thanks to HoloLive.
Name.
Her name is Lady Saffron. And
Lady
she plays
Saffron.
and she plays Paradox games.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
I found her because I was looking around and I was like, hang on a minute. I saw a VTuber playing Frostpunk, like the post-apocalyptic city builder. And I was like, a VTuber playing Frostpunk? Like, what?
That's not as weird as you think, bro.
I was like, wow. Hold on. And then I saw she played EU4 and other games like Paradox games. I was like, wow. So I checked out her channel, and she needs to be like a 1,000 viewer plus streamer. Like, she really does. She is so entertaining.
Yeah, Ari got it right. That's pretty normal. Honestly, VTubers are a gigantic bunch of fucking geeks. Like, outside of HoloLive land, indie VTubers are just fucking shitters. That's why I like it here. I have met so many delightfully cursed people, right? And since I started doing VTubing shit, right? It has been a treat. I could literally just name Party Demoness.
Guess who wants on the call, by the way?
Who?
Oh God.
Vosh.
Bullshit.
Bring him in.
Guys,
Bring him in.
He just DM'd me. I'll invite him
Bring
right
Vosh
now.
in. Invite him. Vosh.
What's up, kitty?
Yeah, you posted it. Never mind.
Yeah, signs of shooting near the highway. Yeah, I'm only hearing one gun firing. I'm not hearing
There's
any return
two.
fire. There's what?
There's
Oh
two.
no.
Oh God.
Oh no, Vosh. This will be interesting. I'm
Oh,
gonna
boy.
I'm gonna have to behave myself.
Remy says he can get in for an hour or two.
Oh, I'd love
Oh, it's
to.
not
I'd love
Vosh.
to say. Oh, hey Vosh. Hang
Hello,
on, buddy.
Vosh.
I heard
Hello, Vosh.
Putin died falling down a flight of stairs. We won?
Yeah.
Yep, it's over. Sorry,
Victory's
everyone.
ours.
Hang on, I need to add you. I need to add your Fugi real quick. Let's see. And
Yeah, bring Remy in as well. We might as well get everyone here.
welcome to the clusterfuck.
Yeah, happy to be here for as long as my sick, dying throat can hold out.
amazing.
Same. It's been
pretty-
going around.
Wacky stuff happening today, huh?
Yeah, I've been busy all day.
Oh man,
Goodness.
this is wild.
This is perfect.
wild.
This is because I
Oh
don't
my
really.
God.
This is just
No,
forwarding
right.
my inevitable goal, my true content creation goal of being the internet's shittiest ARG. Where I just show up in the background of your favorite content creator, completely unrelated to all the other content creators that I've encountered.
Remy, my guy, you've been streaming for several hours.
Hi,
and you're just like,
Remy.
man, I'm ready for round 2.
What's up? No, I'm not going around 2. I'm just here for an hour or so. I got a party soon, then I got to bounce out for.
And he's going to a party afterwards. What's
Remy actually having a life.
Mad
Cringe.
Yeah, I mean, I got people on the outside to go talk to this. Turns out there's grass out there I've heard of, you know? I'm gonna go
I'm
find
saying it's grass. I've never heard of that.
it. Grass, yeah.
that? Ross.
No,
Good
I
lord.
can't
That's
believe
a long
these
time
schools
ago,
raised
but it's been a while.
I'm a
$30
put-
I
just to
only
end
just
the war.
I only just got online. I'm catching up. You seen this thing, Lukashenko's jet?
Yep.
Yes,
Doing a little do over Turkey.
He's gone. I've heard the official response from Erdogan was sorry, only room for one dictator. Hang on, let me get Remy in here too. Do I have you, Remy?
He's standing like
I'm actively in here. What?
No. Do I have
on the
your
stream?
Boogie?
Oh, okay.
Lukashenko's just standing in Ankara airport or Istanbul. He's like, I have potatoes.
They
please,
made
let me in."
him stand in the fucking like the foreigner line for passport. He's just standing there awkwardly.
I have 2 visas.
I have 2 visas.
But I have
also have
gift.
carrots.
Everything from duty free. Come on.
But I have gift. I don't understand. Trying to
Let me
bribe the poor Turkish guard is like, sir, that's not how this works.
I have a brand new Lada from my factory because my state-run factory still produced them.
I want that ice cream.
Let me get.
Oh my god! Good lord,
You know,
we've
I'm looking at all this footage and I'm thinking to myself, if I was Vladimir Putin and I was in this situation, now we're still waiting for more confirmation. We still need more evidence. But let's for a moment believe that something really right now is going on in Rostov, buildings being taken. What is the move by Putin? Is it take Rostov back by force and
He's gonna have
engage
to
in open combat?
Well, here's the thing. If it had not come to open conflict, there could have been negotiations. There is no possibility for negotiations here, bro.
I think for Prigozhin, it's just the contract proposals from the Ministry of Defense were too encompassing. It took Prigozhin basically all of Prigozhin's power away. I don't know what there is to negotiate from Prigozhin's point of view, because he's just negotiating like him losing power. Like no matter what, if he signs that contract, it's over for him. Really.
All right, we're gonna need to moderate this.
Guys,
I think.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
going
like
to have
Putin
to.
might be kind of hoping for a both sides situation, right? Because if Putin's looking for some kind of like plausible deniability in like easing off the Ukraine conflict, it's like, oh no, actually, I've been loyal to the Russian people the whole time. The Ministry of Defense, of course, was feeding lies to me because they're evil and they conscript soldiers and they don't care about you. And Putin was just, following the info he was given. Maybe he's holding back because like the Wagner group could kind of do this like ultra nationalist bent, and Putin could go like, well, thank you for revealing the deception of the MOD to me. Now that I know this, of course, we will, you know what I mean? Like, I feel the reason he's being quiet and not like raining hell on them from the Kremlin is because he's kind of hoping they win, but he has to put up like a pretense, All
right. It doesn't matter which side wins. Either way, the Ukraine war is pretty much leading to an end at this point. I don't see any way, even assuming, let's say Wagner gets completely defeated, they're completely fucked up, destroyed, which I will make a point about. I don't think that's going to happen. But even if that happens, at that point, you're now talking about a Russian army that has just had to fight itself and is now returning to fighting Ukraine, who is currently also attacking. And somehow you're going to try and keep these soldiers inspired to fight a war when their own country just turned on itself. That's not going to happen.
Best case scenario, it would have disrupted logistics immensely.
Yeah, and immensely, especially with Rostov being a thing. But what I wanted to mention real quick is I don't think we're going to see Wagner get stopped at any point until serious military units get deployed. Because
they can't.
The Vagardia that they're facing are the same guys who got mauled in Kharkiv, and they're basically being asked as effectively slightly upgunned police officers to, stop a military column of the best soldiers that Russia has to offer.
All right, just before we go any further, just because there are now so many people here, I'm going to impose Twitch martial law. I'm just just so we don't talk over one another, because I've seen that, because I don't want to turn this into noise. So, Kitty, you had something to say?
Yeah, someone blocked off the roads to the Rostov airport.
Ooh, spicy.
That's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Who wants to comment on that? No one.
No, it's not much to say about the airports right now.
I don't really have anything to say about it other than what air defense doing? Like again?
Well, that's the thing. Who in the Russian military will even want to fight them, right? Because like the Ministry of Defense, they all come across as a bunch of like old party fat bureaucratic loyalists who don't actually like they exude the like I'm willing to let 10,000 men die for my glory energy. Whereas the Wagner guy, like obviously the Wagner guy's a huge piece of shit. I'm not defending him in any way.
No, that's very clear for all of us here. I don't think any of us are here like, man, Wagner's actually pretty good.
Yeah, like base Wagner, base Wagner. No.
To be very clear,
this, like radical ultra nationalist, like I care for the blood of the people bullshit, and they like I don't know who's gonna fight them. Like who wants to fight that? The Russian military doesn't have morale. I would like to just say with a caveat, that is what it looks like to some of them. Remember, Russia is literally a sea of disinformation, so that you don't know what to believe. What they believe in is literally going to depend on who's fucking telling them what. You might have completely different units of the Russian military believing completely different things. A coup. How many Russian conscripts watch the Laserpig YouTube channel? Numbers.
Hey, don't fucking
Everyone
bring
just
me into
starts
this.
like,
Come on.
hey guys, support Wagner. Yeah. Probably shouldn't, just for monetization reasons. But
we're gonna see liberals do that. We're gonna see some
now the
politicians gonna be like, we reach an arm of solidarity out to the people of
yeah,
Wagner who are helping. Right. Yeah.
Revive the White Army.
To touch on that, actually, there's something I really wanted to say was Prigozhin. One of the main messages he's been sending out recently is that, hey, I would never use nukes. People who use nukes are insane. I'm not going to use nukes. And in fact, actually, last night I was talking to some of my guys, and I was like, with what he keeps saying about, the nukes and stuff, I don't see a coup as being unlikely, because he's trying to position himself as, look, I'm the guy who's not going to use nukes, and Putin is the guy who keeps saying he is going to use nukes. You want to back me, right?
Yeah, no, because that's what all the elites are afraid of. Elites are afraid of being turned to ash with all their money.
Other messages are like, man, they're getting our guys killed unnecessarily. They're sending our guys in without any help. You know, he's all about, man, they're killing us. You know, the MOD are the ones who are killing our soldiers.
To be fair, though,
fight against them.
To be fair, though, that is literally what you would expect a coup plotter to say. That is literally the line every coup person has said in history.
I think it's the right thing for him to say.
It is.
I very much, whether he believes it or not, whether he's truthful or not, that's what he needs to say in order to win the coup.
Or even have a chance of it. That being said,
have a chance.
That being said, coups you never get every single person to side with you in a coup. And I do not think that is going to be the case. I think most of the MOD is probably not going to side with him. Because a lot of the MOD is literally like, wow, he's going to kill us if he wins.
I'm sure, though. I'm sure we'll see consistency. We're going to see Michael Tracy. We're going to see all these people. Jackson Eagle come out. They're going to come out and they're going to say, in order for peace, in the pursuance of peace, we're going to need to negotiate and make concessions to Wagner, okay? We need peace now. That's what's important.
Well, right now, they're calling...
I'm wondering how many of them are going to say, like, we should back the Russian MOD over Wagner. Like, I'm waiting for that.
That is good. I want to see what sides the Russian supporters in America choose.
You guys... I've seen them say that Wagner is like a CIA asset and that they're actually turning on Russia. Like, they've been
okay.
You guys are missing. You guys, hang on, you guys are all missing the real authority who's going to speak up. I'm waiting for Armchair Warlord to explain to me how this is good for Russia, actually.
Okay. I'm jumping in here.
Armchair Warlord to make a fucking video where it explains how this is all part of Putin's master plan.
No. I need to get in here with Wash because Wash and I come from similar angles in our YouTube and creative careers. Wash. So back in the old days, you probably remember we had critical support for ISIS. We had critical support for Assad. So now do we have critical support for Wagner?
We will.
Well, obviously, we will. Anything that, you know, advances or opposes the American, whatever's funniest at the time. Obviously, we critically support that. That is the correct way to laugh is to live, right? And that's right. So if you don't want to laugh, it's like you want to die. You're pro-death. You're a death cult, which ISIS definitely isn't.
The Italian Spartacist League just coming out with critical support for Wagner.
For the record, by the way. For the record, by the way, can I say this now because I'm seeing opinions in chat. Leave your usual politics at the door, folks. This is not the place for any of us to fight over what our opinions are. We are here joined together at this lovely Twitch channel for one thing and one thing only: laughing at Russia.
The downfall of communism.
Me at Moscow.
Of the Russian Federation.
I would say that laughing at Russia involves laughing at tanks at this point, but anyway.
On this, we are all agreed.
By the way, can we also just emphasize quick that if Rostov is being taken by Wagner, Rostov is a city of over 1 million people.
That's a lot.
Like that's double the size of Baltimore. It's like it's Russia's 11th largest city.
Yep.
For Donetsk and Luhansk. For Donetsk and Luhansk, absolutely.
How many people lived in Slavansk when Gherkin took it over with what? 70 guys? 100,000?
What was it? Oh, when Gherkin had a bit more than 70 guys. There was also different revolutions going on at the time.
No. In Slavansk itself.
Not sure. Hold on, let me check.
I genuinely feel like they're not even going to fight back. Really, I don't even think they're going to.
Here's the thing: even if Wagner does nothing fucking else, right, besides take control of Rostov, that's already game the fuck over. They have stopped the logistics and. Knowing what we know about urban combat from the literal year and a half we've watched this, it will take nothing less than a sizable Russian force pulled off the front line to dislodge them.
And that's the problem right now is if the Russians pull something off the front line, the Ukrainians go, yay!
Well, the thing is,
don't mind if we do!
Not only are they pulling from the front line, but Wagner's pulling from the front line potentially as well. So you got two major forces.
Not
necessarily. No, because Wagner has actually redeployed ahead of this. That's part of the reason why we thought a coup was coming.
Oh.
Wagner, there were some Wagner remnants around Bakhmut, and that's why I'm seeing reports that the Ukrainians are actually pushing in Bakhmut right now. is because they saw the Russians start shooting at each other.
For the most
Probably not a
part,
good morale
the
boost for those
Bakhmut-
guys fighting, huh?
Go
it
ahead,
was a
Ruben.
case of I was saying that after Bakhmut, the Wagner pulled out. That's when they did that whole thing where they ceremonially handed over to the army, and they also shit-talked them at the same time. Right around that time, I was thinking, it's somewhat odd. There was basically a build-up, especially of mercenaries returning from Africa. So they were pretty much Wagner was pulling everything back into Russia.
Oh
And
Lord!
I think we now know why, obviously. But I was gonna say, fucking hell, my visit was very carefully timed. I drove over the Dnipro the day before the dam blew, and and I got out of the country a little bit before the coup starts. So
Well,
yeah,
that's
fucking...
you deserve every bit of props for that, by the way, Ruby. Like, really,
You made it out just in
Honest
time to
God.
avoid the secession of Western Russia from the imperialist forces of non-Western Russia. We're reaching the final timeline, which is where we get the Balkans too, of 78 microscopic ethno-states of Wagner, and like it's like the gradient of everyone who's not fully Russian but kinda, and it's just like they're constantly fighting with each other over the same stretch of potatoes and tundra.
I have two messages from chat I want to highlight.
That I was going to get go on, yeah.
First off, am I being racist against Aussies, or is that Remy?
I'm just happy that I'm no longer the only Australian in here. Thank God.
Secondly,
no worries.
my lovely mod Umlaut, who you should all go follow because he's great. He really doesn't think the coup will succeed. Putin will just send in Steven Seagal to single-handedly take back the city while sitting down. It's true. It's true. We forgot.
I'm going on record to say that Steven Seagal is a traitor to the free world, and don't watch his movies.
He's also a gigantic, pathetic piece of shit, dude. He's absolutely insane.
Yes.
He hasn't made a good movie since what, like 1987?
Well, he's never made a good movie. He's been in some good movies to begin with, but like he's never made good movies.
No.
Good. I'm just finding it kind of funny that the closest I've ever come to being hit with a nuclear missile was in the last few weeks. I'm in Australia. We're never going to get hit in the first place. So then I hit the timing just right to get out before everything goes down.
We've all watched End of Z World, an internet classic.
Oh, yeah.
We know how the apocalypse is going to happen.
I love that one where Australians just sit there suicidal after the rest of the world kills itself. And we're like, what the fuck do we do now?
But they'll be dead soon. Fucking kangaroos.
Yeah. It's actually interesting.
Kangaroos.
The very first piece of I think like post-apocalyptic fiction that made it into movie form was On the Beach back in the 90s.
On the Beach. Yeah, I don't think it was the
fantastic
first one,
movie.
but that is literally a movie about
Never
nukes
seen
going
it.
off around the world. And so eventually nukes go off around the world, whole nuclear war. Australia's left okay, but the problem is, and this is something that I don't believe is actually truly scientific, but they say radiation is in the air and it's going to get carried down to Australia and we're all going to die of radiation after a certain time. And the whole movie's just bleak as fuck. Like it's horrible.
Everybody's killing themselves and like going into race car matches.
I think we should affirm to the more anxious viewers that it is highly unlikely that anything happening here results in nuclear action.
Let me be authoritative. Yes, guys. The chances of nuclear war have been and will remain incredibly remote. This is because all of the people who are in charge of the nukes also don't want to die and have all of their money and stuff be evaporated. It is unlikely. Also, consider the fact that it takes as much as Russia's entire military budget to maintain the U.S.'s just nuclear arsenal. Now, Russia has been in the throes of a non-stop corruption jamboree for about the last 30 years. What is the most unlikely thing to ever need to be tested?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of the testing, she just really quick touch on that. The last time they tried to launch a missile, it failed.
It blew up.
It was the nuclear test during the Ukrainian war. It was actually, I think, about 6 months ago.
Oh yeah.
They announced they were doing it, and then they quickly hid the fact that they did it, and it failed.
The Sarmat, their first major field test of the Sarmat 2 went tits up. And that's the other thing I would like to point out. I did some research back then, since our last stream that we did. It's worse because I confirmed all of Russia's intercontinental ballistic missiles are liquid-fueled Soviet models. They're still liquid-fueled.
Which
means they have to defuel them and reprime the fuel lines and then refuel them, and they have to be pre-fueled before they're ready.
And if
combat,
they
which means
if they didn't do that even once, those rockets are fucked.
Liquid-fueled rockets are 3 times the maintenance of solid-fueled ones.
Yeah, and if you leave the fuel in them, it corrodes the line. It corrodes everything.
Yes. It can't fire. No. So we have to basically assume that the reason Russia's army is failing is because their entire budget has gone to the nuclear arsenal, or the nuclear arsenal.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. People really struggle with just how small of a budget the Russians actually have.
The liquid fuel that would have propelled those ICBMs has since been sold off to be like dirt cheap alcohol for Russian conscripts.
So
was Wagner accused of stealing fuel? Wagner was accused of like mass stealing of fuel. What if they just siphoned all the nukes?
literally, like some Vatnik in a tank top with like the rubber hose in his mouth, like sucking it out of a gigantic ICBM and like putting it in little hip flasks.
What do you got there, Wagner? A smoothie.
What if we kissed in front of the ICBM disassembly facility?
Wait, is that
live
arena
maps
lit?
being DDoSed?
What?
Who's?
Live maps being DDoSed.
Oh.
God. That's fairly often. That happens every now and then.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the Russians don't know what's going on. This is literally probably the equivalent, the cyber warfare equivalent of just someone going, fuck, fire everything! Just start shooting, you bastards!
So TASS, the state news agency in Russia, has just named the people who are around those buildings in Rostov as definitely being Wagner fighters. So
they've taken what? They did
most likely they've got Rostov because they're at the headquarters now. They're in a standoff.
They're not the only one that confirmed it. I think Anna Lip, which is a pro-Russian German journalist, pro-invasion journalist, she's also on the ground in Rostov, and she confirmed it.
Hey,
yeah, she was the one doing the selfie video.
That.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, I saw that one.
You know what? I just thought of something, guys. They can take one of the a way they can get White Wagner out with one fell swoop. Just nuke Rostov. It's genius.
I mean, the only thing I have concerned about the big reason. Well, the last time I did a deep dive, their maintenance cycle is still up the shitter. I mean, they've lost 4 MiG-31s to accidents within the past 3 months now. But the only issue I have is Wagner is well deep inside the Russian integrated air defense network. So if the Russians decide to get serious, they can lay down. They haven't been able to deploy much of their ordnance because their aircraft can't get into Ukraine. So if they really wanted to get serious with taking out Wagner, they definitely could. The only issue is, of course, Wagner has a considerable number of pilots flying for the Russian Air Force. So it's going to be air power that decides this if Russia decides to get serious.
Well, and you have to assume, if the Wagner group is like putting any planning into this, that the Wagner guys at every level of the Russian military, to the high level of integration they've enjoyed, have been, talking to the people around them. Hey, the Ministry of Defense sure doesn't seem to have our best interests at heart. Hey, wow, those conscripts sure are dying en masse in Ukraine with unlike a barely... Hey, like, they are lying about the start of the war, right? Like, we know that. We all know that. We're adults here, right? And, like, I don't know. Because this is a morale thing at the end of the day. And the Ministry of Defense, every sign we've seen from day one to now is that the Russian army is severely lacking in it. And the Wagner people are fucking insane. And it just gives me the impression that, like, morale decides the day here, right? A convincing and articulate man in a crowd of 100 can turn the whole crowd to his side if he speaks loudest. Man, I don't know.
Someone's calling this the day of the long. Sorry, the day of the heavy sledgehammers.
Jesus.
It's like, what do we think? What do you guys think? So, real talk though, like aspirationally, say Prigozhin, maybe Putin does or doesn't stay, whatever. But let's say he has some clout now. The Ministry of Defense is ousted. What does he want? What's going to happen? Obviously, the Ukraine thing is done.
I think most likely the answer is he uses the, oh, look, the MOD lied, the MOD fucked us over. We totally could have won, but the MOD fucked us. That's why I'm going to make the brave decision to take our men home and, peace. And effectively, the end result is Russia is now, whether or not Putin is still in a puppet.
The German World War I thing again.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of a state of, we're at peace now, we've taken over, we're going to put an end to the war, and, it ends up with Prigozhin in charge. He's got his power. The war is over because, frankly, I think, as he's well aware, he has no chance of winning. He's not going to go back and try and fight it. That is ridiculous. Assuming he took over the country. If he went back to try and fight it, he'd just lose. and that would then put a massive shame on his new government dictatorship, whatever takes over. You know, that's what I think.
I worry for the long term because this is fully the German World War I thing again. Where
This
it's like,
is.
we were going to win, but then we were betrayed by powerful people within our institutions who betrayed the blood in the motherland. And like, I mean, I've seen that one play out before.
I've seen
it.
I've said it before. I'll say it again a million times. History doesn't repeat, but it very often rhymes.
I like
what's
that.
What's interesting is by pulling this stunt, Wagner has now caused so many issues. They spent 10 months fighting for Bakhmut, and now there's a very good chance the Ukrainians will take it within the next couple of weeks.
If that. I cannot. This is the reason why none of us thought this was going to happen, I think, is because this is literally a worst case scenario for Russia.
Yeah.
Like, we expected something to go wrong.
The only other thing that could be this equally as bad is like NATO joins in. Like that's like the level of terrible that we're at for Russia. And frankly, if anything, I think NATO joining in would be less bad than Russia turning on itself, because at this point, you know, if NATO joined in, at least Russia could still put up a unified front. At this point, Russia is fighting with itself, and in the real lines of its own army. Like, what the fuck do you think those guys are thinking? They're now facing the go on.
No, we are looking at unless this is resolved in the next 24 hours and everyone just agrees to like get back to business as usual, which isn't going to happen, right?
I don't believe so.
Unless it somehow resolves itself, Russia, whether it likes it or not, is now at civil war. And the longer it goes on, the more fucky things get, the greater the chance of the thing that people have talked about is Russia balkanizes.
We just need to do neoliberalism too, okay? The shock doctrine. Listen, okay? It nearly ruined Russia the first time. Let's go for twofer, all right? We're going to neoliberalize harder than ever before. Every single corner shop will be owned by one oligarch. It'll be perfect. There will be no problems with this plan.
The oligarchs will rise again.
It's oligarch single. It's one guy. He's the world's first trillionaire. McDonald's on every corner. Every American business gets excellent deals and tax breaks working there. It's a utopia. It's perfect. It's exactly what we need right now.
Hey, look, I just want a piece of the Siberian, the Far East, just so we can finally build the Bering Strait Bridge. That's all I want. I want to see the Bering Strait Bridge. It would be so cool. Come on, please.
I really want to see the ultimate scenario with Lukashenko hovering over the change team button.
I have always been interested in joining European Union. Your deals are so good.
You have been auto balanced to the blue team.
Potato Man seizes those nukes he just got and he turns on Moscow. It's like, ha ha!
You know, I think I hear the strains of Italian music coming from Belarus. I mean, to be fair, if he fled to Turkey, Luka, if that's true, like there's like, look, funny is funny, right? But if that actually is Luka's plane, and he just ran his ass off to Erdogan, who is, let's be honest, the most Russia and Belarus.
He's not even a fucking ally. He's not an ally.
He's an ally.
He's literally doing like the Tito shit.
He is he's our pet dictator, basically. He is an ally of convenience and nothing more, right? But the West has dealt with stuff like that for the entirety of our existence, right? It was Tito before that, because yes, Tito was a communist, but he was our communist who hated the Soviets. You know, like things like that, shit like that. It's the same sort of scenario here, but that is absolutely who Lukashenko would run to if he was trying to get some kind of okay, I'll do what you want, but you need to save me. That would be the case.
I think it's most likely he is just going to stay out until it's clear who's winning. You know,
yeah, no,
100%. Pick a side early in a situation like this.
Oh, you don't want to. Yeah, but which means if he's taken a quick jaunt, he's 100% looking out for himself. Which also indicates that he will absolutely betray Putin at the first opportunity if it means saving himself.
He's already been a puppet the whole time. He's nothing. There's nothing to gain by like opposing him ideologically. If he flips, he flips.
Yeah.
He's sitting here. He's waiting for his moment. That's why we haven't seen Belarus commit. And yeah, I think at the time of our so-called quote disinformation stream, we said it like some of our Belarusian friends that we know said that if a free Belarusian legion invaded Belarus, there actually probably would have been a popular uprising.
It's not unlikely. Is the thing. It's the thing because everyone in Belarus fucking hates him. They
hate.
Yep.
They hate him.
The only reason he didn't get toppled in 2020, I think that was when the uprising was it 2019? I don't remember. What year did it happen? The popular uprising?
2019.
It was because Putin sent in troops to crush them.
Did you see what Jackson Hinkle just said? He just released his take, by the way.
Oh, God.
Let me read it.
Dude, come on. All right,
he's a serious political commentator, and I'm kind of disgusted you guys are instantly shutting down. Now feed me this dreck, please.
Okay.
MAGA
Okay, here is MAGA communist Jackson Hinkle, Putin friend, ally. Okay. Prigozhin met with Putin a few days ago. Prigozhin wants Gerasimov and Shoigu out. Prigozhin stated this is not a coup. Prigozhin is staging a non-violent seizure of
Oh my god.
Prigozhin
got a
I
helicopter.
think that's really non-violent.
Guys, it's all a big misunderstanding. The little green men just went to the wrong city. Don't you see?
Those are Nerf guns, sir. Nerf guns.
Bullets of friendship.
Prigozhin is staging a non-violent seizure of partial military power to achieve his goal of restructuring the Russian MOD. This has always been the most likely reality. If not, this could be an op. The odds this is a coup against Putin are 0%.
Prigozhin's just posing a military event, bro.
The problem from Hinkle's perspective is that he hasn't yet decided which side he wants to imply are Jews. So it's confused until... Like he hasn't waited because like the Soros coin could fall either way.
Yeah.
So he's waiting to see like how that pans out.
Do you think
when
that
they start calling Wagner the Nazis now? Oh, the Russians start calling Wagner the Nazis. It's gonna get really confusing.
It's going. The fire hose.
How many non-violent plumes of smoke do you think are rising in non-violent cities?
The fire hose of falsehood that Russia has so deftly wielded against all of their enemies is literally about to be turned on itself, right? It's like putting a thumb over the end of the hose. It's going to go everywhere. It's going to look ridiculous. Speaking of, by the way, the whole Jewish thing, this is from I think last week. I love the part where Putin was implied he's not even really a Jew, right? And I think it was an Israeli newspaper responded with an article naming him as one of the top 50 most influential Jews in the world, and they were like, yes, we're very proud of him. And I'm just like, God, what shade.
Hey, Vosh, it's been 7 years. I'm still waiting for my Soros check. Have you got yours yet?
Oh,
no. Man, it's crazy, It's starting to give me the feeling the whole thing's made up,
Yeah, I know, right? I went out.
Sounds
and
like
did
a
the whole
conspiracy
thing.
theory.
I did the whole thing. I protested. I did all that, and all I got was nothing. I got a brick,
conspiracy theory that Soros doesn't exist and pay all the left-leaning media online.
It's crazy. There's a single source of funding for every source of liberal media ever.
It is.
The funny thing is that Soros actually had a really prominent hand in the shock doctrine neoliberalization of Russia after the fall of the Soviet Union on both sides.
Yeah, I know.
Because
it's so funny, isn't it?
Yeah, he was in there neoliberalizing, and then he was the guy he was one of the first guys who was like, wait, hold on. This is actually really bad, and then stop. So he's been it's incredible. He's spent his entire career making as many enemies as possible from every direction.
He tries, but
we love a small billionaire being who tries.
There's some more news here. Basically, if you guys haven't already heard, Prigozhin basically said that his convoys were targeted by aircraft, but the pilots refused to commit the airstrikes. Effectively, they were saying that that they were surrounded by civilian cars at the time. Now, whether or not this is true, I don't know. But I think if it is true, obviously, I mean, regardless of what he's saying, that's a very good thing to say. Because if another pilot hears, wait a second, my comrades are refusing to do airstrikes.
He's such a, and then they all clapped.
Yeah,
right?
That is some sir.
However,
with tears in my eyes.
He has just named the planes that are currently airborne. So
which are?
Yes, he's a 523 and 546. which I'd like to talk to my guys and see if we know which one those are, because...
And I saw the pilots clapping through the window.
Yeah, right.
As they did the low fly.
Well,
My favorite
When
was
it
at the
comes to-
start when he said that when they crossed the border and the border guards hugged them. That was my favorite.
God.
See, I don't think the border guards hugged them, but the border guards very clearly let them pass.
The border guards jumped into the fucking bushes, as you would normally do when a fucking armored column is rolling towards you. What's
It's not 353, it's 523.
breaking news? Popcorn
And
shortage in
5,
Ukraine
4, 6.
threatens to diminish the joy of this flusterfuck. Here's my guess: is they were probably commanded because they were assets on station to try to reconnoiter the column. Right? They probably weren't told yet to airstrike them. Right? Because.
Possibly. Sense. I think what's far more likely is that he probably does know this because, again, like we said, Wagner has aviation and they share air bases with the MOD. So I imagine those guys are having a very weird morning.
Very rough talk around the water cooler right now at these air bases.
So I think it's a non-zero chance that he does know what aircraft took off. If he's naming the actual numbers, I'm interested to see if we confirm.
Guys,
go on.
One of the crossroads directly north of Rostov now has a massive traffic jam all 4 ways.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
People are fleeing, I take it? I mean, I would.
No, it's a 4-way traffic jam.
That sounds
They
like
sealed the road. They sealed the road.
They sealed the road. They're trying to contain them. Go ahead.
I'm starting to disbelieve Prigozhin knows what aircrafts are chasing him, because I've just been told that the aircraft with the tail number 523 is an SU-57.
Then probably. Oh well. I mean, if it's inside of Russia,
they have
inside of Russia.
That's a good point.
And
That's
also,
the only place they would use that.
To be 100% fair on that one, I wouldn't even think that'd be a bad idea to deploy them right now, because the Su-57 is the only aircraft you can possibly know for absolute certain is a Russian MOD aircraft and not a Wagner craft.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Wagner doesn't have Su-57s. They have what?
They have 27s and they have MiG-29s.
And they also have 25s, Su-25, so they're primary ground attack aircraft.
They do have 25s.
Oh god. Okay, so Chad is starting to salivate at the idea of the first time the Su-57 actually sees combat is against Russia itself.
Guys, there's another roadblock on the border between Voronezh Oblast and Rostov Oblast. It's literally on the border, following M4 north all the way straight.
Oh god, do you guys remember when that accidental transponder fucked up and we thought a Su-57 landed in London? Do you think? Do you think this? Do you think this? It was a helicopter that accidentally, they clearly used it for training on like an Su-57 signature or something. They had like a beacon on a helicopter. We finally tracked that down. What if we actually get to see an Su-57 defect at this point? Lands in Poland, be like, nope.
Should Zelensky hire Wagner as part of the broader military attack against Russia?
Couldn't they be integrated into the Russian Free Legion?
Only if they agree to switch all of their patches over to that parody patch that says like the Femboy Kisser Legion.
You can switch Wagner to like a Banderite, and then like Kablamo, you keep the Hitler particles, on the whole other side. I think personally, I think that the Wagner group is in like an unstoppable position, right? Because what are you going to do? You arrest all of them for treason, and then it's like, whoa, they're all like recruited prisoners, right? They just re-recruit you right after being arrested. It's unstoppable. It's like an undying legion.
Well, no, hold on. Wagner's prisoner recruitment has been curtailed for a long time.
Yeah, it's been months.
They all go 50,000 dudes gets arrested, put in one prison, and then one Wagner guy's like, hey, do you want to go be Wagner again? They're like, yeah, okay, out, and then out of prison.
No, but to be clear, Wagner has been banned from doing that. They were banned a while ago.
The MOD wanted all those prisoners, right?
Yeah,
they wanted all.
Yeah, the regular military wanted all the rapists and murderers.
That's what
5 months ago.
They were running out. Yeah,
that's what started. I think that was actually the friction point that started the rift.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was a rift before, but
not like this.
I think that was definitely that was one of their first major steps towards restricting Wagner's power, because they were aware that Wagner was massively increasing in size.
They couldn't even wait until after the war to start the power struggle.
Like last month, this happened in Sudan, right? It's the same thing. You can't have two armies. You shouldn't have. You should have one army, not two.
Well, that's the problem when you're a dictator and you have one army. What happens when that army doesn't like you? You know, it's
Here's
your own personal
dictators.
Here's the thing, though. Ukraine has played this, has put themselves in the best possible position to take advantage of this. Literally, they held most of their shit in reserve for so far in the counteroffensive, right?
As much as I do love our boys over there, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably a happy accident rather than intentional.
I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm not saying it was intentional at all. No. Unless it's true that the Ukrainian MOD, I'm sorry, what's their secret service, right?
SSU?
Unless they literally blew, it's true that they blew so much sunshine up Prigozhin's ass that they goaded him into this, which is a conspiracy theory, but it'd be funny.
Hey guys, you know how we were saying we wonder how deep the political cope on Twitter is going to go?
How bad?
I'm posting this in shit talking without comment.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right,
the fact
chat.
that you're all laughing at this shows how much of sheep you all are. You don't even entertain the possibility that everything that has ever happened is to distract you from Hunter Biden.
It literally just says the Prigozhin coup attempt is just an attempt to distract you from the latest Hunter Biden revelations. Don't fall for it. Do you know what the most important? First off, I do not give a fuck about. What does he have to do with anything? Do you know what the best revelation I got out of Hunter Biden is? It's finding out that his cock is apparently enormous. Because that was very very important for them to post pictures about. No, they have
that's
pictures.
American conservatism. It's they win by posting more Hunter Biden hung cock photos.
Literally, he's got it.
No, every week we get a drop of some conservative being like, more photos found of him with hot models, naked, fucking big. All the cons are like, dude, holy shit, it's over for Hunter, it's over for the Biden crime family, and we just get this every week.
It's literally guys, look, he does a ton of drugs and sleeps with some of the most attractive women on the planet, and his penis is huge. I'm like, do you understand how to talk someone down? Like, I don't think you understand how this works, bro.
I'm voting for Hunter.
That's what I'm saying. We need him to run, man.
I'd have a beer with Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely. He just kicks in the door of the White House and just rips the biggest line off the shoulder of one of the Marine guards. Oh, we're ready to go.
The 80s are back, boys!
So I have some unconfirmed reports coming across my desk, and
That's
again,
kind.
Please do.
They're unconfirmed, so take it with a Titanic-sized mountain.
Of course.
Yes.
Just for the record,
I really do need to restock my salt supply. So
a reminder that all of this is speculation. We know as much as you do. We are literally just following the news as it comes in.
All of this is parody.
So supposedly, there are preparations being made in case they have to blow the bridges across the Oka River in Moscow.
The Oka River.
Yes.
It's kind of a big deal, just saying.
So I need one of you to make like the most grimy Rust player, and I need one of you to sneak down to the Oka River, to those bridges, and I need you to sit there with a transponder and try every frequency until you figure out which one blows up the bridge explosion.
Sorry, I didn't fully hear that. Were you saying that they've blown the bridges, or they're planning to?
They're preparing for the possibility of.
That can mean a lot of things.
I'm half and half on that. Like that. I
This
think
isn't
it's
like
most
a little
likely they're going
arch.
to-
Again,
Yeah.
I'm saying it's unconfirmed. For all we know, they could be, setting up the wiring, and that's it.
It could be. I'm just saying, if someone did manage to figure out what frequency they were using for the remote detonators, it would be really funny.
Hey, man, I'd press the button first. I'd be the first in line to press the button, just saying.
But yes, most of these bridges, they're about 107 kilometers, actually. All of them are about 107 kilometers as the crow flies away from the Kremlin. So call it 100 kilometers from the center of Moscow. And go on.
Oh, I'm seeing a video from 8 minutes ago saying Russia military columns rushing from Azov to Rostov-on-Don. These are likely Russian units that switched to Prigozhin's side. That last part is, of course, speculation, but apparently there are some Russian army forces that are running back to Rostov, which if they were pulled from the front lines to deal with Wagner, that's really bad. And if they are joining Wagner, that's also really bad.
Oh, there is no good scenario here, frankly.
Hold on. There is a military base in the actual town of Azov, so that's where they may be coming from. So
just because I saw one guy in chat get confused. It's not Azov, the Ukrainian unit, moving to help them. Some guy said like, "Oh, I saw Azov is joining Wagner to help them attack Moscow." I'm like, that's not happening. That is completely insane. God. Okay, first we'll have to get through the front lines. Then they can talk about joining Wagner.
Oh, this is from Sushko, who apparently Dylan has said's a bad source, so don't believe it, don't trust it.
Yeah, Sushko is a LARPer, basically. The only reason he's useful...
Me too.
The only reason he's useful, we've been over this, is the fact that he literally like religiously posts things. He's a great content aggregator, right? Because he's so desperate for attention, he posts everything he can find on Telegram almost immediately. But he's been LARPing through the entire war. He's not a good source.
Yeah,
gotcha. So we have a video of tanks driving down a road. Then that's what we have.
Effectively, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's. Oh wow. Okay, there's a picture. I'll post this actually. This is from Nexter. That's very interesting. It's all of the cops having what I can only assume is a very important meeting as to whether or not they're going to try to arrest Wagner.
Oh, fuck this. Fuck this job. Oh my god.
Again, it's another reason why I don't think the Rosvagari is going to put up any serious resistance. They got butchered in Kharkiv when they were told to hold the line. You know, oh, it's just a quiet sector. You never have to worry all of the sudden, Battle of the Bulge style, the Ukrainians show up and just turn these poor, effectively upgunned cops.
Flight RFF 82251 has apparently leaving Moscow.
Here's a
That's Putin's
question.
plane, isn't it? Allegedly.
What kind of plane is it?
Look it up. Someone says allegedly the Vulture has fled from Moscow.
Please.
RFF 82251. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Probably an Ilyushin or something, yeah.
Pretty early to flee, too, right?
Very early to flee.
Yeah,
very
early.
Here's the
it would
thing.
take at least 24 hours.
Here's the thing, though. If you take a look at Voronezh right now, the road, the highway, the M4 highway, it appears that there are multiple roadblocks, and the road is basically completely blocked off as it tries to go around the city. So you basically have to force your way through the city to continue along the highway, only to run into further roadblocks further north of the city.
I saw...
again, just considering that this is a 14-hour drive in the first place, right? Like, it's not a quick trip from Rostov to Moscow. It's a long drive.
No, he would have had to simultaneously have sprung something.
Yeah, even if, you know, they did take Voronezh, is that how you say it?
Voronezh.
There you go. Thank you very much. My apologies. But anyway, so even if they'd taken that, Putin would still have many hours before they would reach Moscow to think about whether or not he would flee. I do not think there's any chance he's fled now. Very unlikely.
He still has, you know, like 5-6 hours easily.
I want to say something interesting.
Oh, he has beyond 5-6 hours. But go on, yeah.
Right. But assuming, you know, they're driving there incognito, whatever, you know, he has 5-6 hours, but they're not going to show up with any heavy equipment. You know,
no. Again, they have longer than that. It's 14 hours from Rostov to Moscow.
No. I'm talking about from Voronezh.
Oh, Voronezh. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. I do want to bring up something because I think I saw word about this morning, and I want y'all's take on this because I've just remembered it, and it's interesting. Someone was commenting on the fact that they were seeing a fuck ton of flights recently out of Russia's Far East. Specifically, that he hadn't seen this tempo of movement since the beginning of the war, like right before the beginning of the war.
It was about.
It might be completely unconnected, but it's interesting.
No.
Okay, RFF 82251 is it's a Tu-154.
That's a transport.
Yeah.
154.
Is it possible Putin's dead? This one kicked it off? No, I highly doubt that Putin is dead as well.
Putin is not dead.
We would have heard that from Prigozhin if that's
like, too funny to be real.
he would also absolutely be using that as material for the coup. You know,
They've
he'd probably
killed
say
the
that the
Tsar!
MOD did it.
Vengeance will be ours!
Exactly. They killed the Tsar. You know, now we have to stop them. Yeah, etc.
That would be the end of modern Russia. Like, in an instant. It would disintegrate immediately, overnight.
Yo, here's a question. What would stop one of the? Let's say you're one of these Rosguardia guys, and you see the Wagner guys go by. How long would it take for one of them to say, just sign a contract and actually join in? Would it be possible that they going through going from location to location, picking up people along the way?
They'll definitely be having people join them, but no one's gonna be signing contracts.
No, there's no time for paperwork.
What is he, fucking Napoleon?
He probably styles himself that.
It's Valkyrie at wish.com is what it is. Operation Valkyrie at wish.com. It's literally a case of Operation Valkyrie went wrong for a number of reasons for the army because the community.
Oh shit! Go on, sorry.
Go ahead, Remy. Go ahead.
No, I just saw a thing that just came across the thing, which is apparently Prigozhin saying that Shoigu has ran from Rostov.
He said that at the beginning.
2100 hours. Yeah, he ran cowardly like a woman to avoid explaining why he raised helicopters to destroy our lads, why he dealt the missile strikes. Yeah, so
he's so full of shit.
I'm guessing he was already not there in the first place.
He was not there.
He left ages ago. But it is one of those things where Operation Valkyrie went wrong in a lot of ways. Well, they didn't manage to actually kill Hitler. That's problem number one. But problem number two is biggest problem, but the other problem is the communications team, the Reich Communications office, basically defected. They had to pick a side because they worked out it was a coup, and they had to work out: do we support the Wolf's Lair, which is Hitler's headquarters, or do we support Stauffenberg's coup? Do we support that? And so you're going to have a bunch of situations like that. The only way Prigozhin can really sort of actually quote win is if enough of the infrastructure around the Russian MOD defects to him, and I don't know if he's got the clout for that.
No, he doesn't.
But no, we'd be surprised. He is remember, it was quite recently. People are more interested in him recently than Putin, and he's constantly been building
because they're looking for an
public image in. Well, yeah, but that's for the Russians. When you think about it. You're going at this point, you're Russia who's stuck in this war for fucking what should have been 3 days is now over a year. You know, you've likely known many family members who died, who have died rather.
Thank you, Min.
Say again?
Min just gave me bits. I love Min.
Yeah, so you're looking at this kind of situation from if you're a Russian who has had basically no fucking hope for a while and things are looking pretty dire, and then you have this guy coming along saying, "Oh, I know who did it. These are the bad guys. Just work with me and we'll throw him out." And he's the guy who's been pretty popular, who's been, passed around online on Telegram and shit constantly. I think he's got pretty good odds. I think he's got a lot better clout than you'd think.
I think that people are going to lean into him because, like you talked earlier about, like the strongman mindset. Well, there's a lot of disinfo brewing in Russia, but if there's one thing that like a disinformation-laden authoritarian culture loves, it's an even stronger strongman with louder rhetoric about protecting the homeland from internal and foreign invaders. And that's exactly what he's doing here, right? He's doing this perfect, like every Russian soldier is a little baby boy who's been betrayed by the MOD. The MOD don't give a shit about you. I've been here. I've been in the fights, right? I feel like what's the name of that Chechen guy, the monster?
Kadyrov.
Right. I feel like he's trying to do that energy, but he's doing it way better.
Yes, very true.
The thing about populist sentiments, right, is they don't usually go backwards. They get more frenzied and radicalized. They don't back down. They don't usually back down naturally, right? So the only way to out Putin is to go, or to out MOD is to go far harder, right?
He might have the balance, right? Because on one hand, he's saying to like the upper crust, the oligarchs, the business leaders, the bourgeois, like, okay, we can curtail this conflict, which is costing you money. And on the other hand, to the wounded Russian people, it's like, oh no, we have not lost this war. We've been betrayed by an incompetent MOD, and they're the ones who really caused this. So in a way, he's kind of like wedging himself to appeal to both sides, whereas the MOD offers what? Stability? But Russia doesn't have that. So they don't have an argument. Basically.
Do you guys see the front line of the front page of TASS right now?
Nope. I'm managing the stream. You're gonna have to tell me.
So here's the 4 stories on the front page. Number 1, Prigozhin charged with armed mutiny to face up to 20 years in prison. Article 2, criminal case opened against Wagner head amid threat of escalating confrontation, FSB. Number 3, Sergei Surovikin calls on Wagner to peacefully resolve problems. Number 4, Prigozhin's statement call for civil conflict, stab in the back of Russian armed forces, FSB.
Increasingly concerned.
Oh, wait, here's what I'm getting. Russian Defense Ministry said Kyiv took advantage of Prigozhin's provocation and is Bakhmut. Sobyanin announced the holding
soon afterwards.
Sobyanin announced the holding of an anti-terrorist measures in Moscow, case against Prigozhin, and the FSB calling on members of Wagner to detain Prigozhin. And, hold on a second. A column of military equipment is moving along Highway M4, which is the highway that we keep seeing all these roadblocks on.
Yeah, and we have geolocated. We've got geolocated pictures now coming in from sources I trust, like OSINT Technical. They are at least 350 kilometers north of Rostov now. They are actually fully
they're
in Voronezh.
moving.
They're actually in Voronezh at the moment, which
we heard gunfire.
Oh my god! Good. Wow.
They're schmoving.
I got nothing. I have got nothing.
It feels.
Say it.
Why
I
is
don't even know? If you can't speak it. Come on.
I'm just like, I have. This is unthinkable.
Take a fucking breath, mate. Come on.
This is unthinkable. I do not believe that Wagner actually has a shot, because where Voronezh is the key highway interchange into the Donbass near Kharkiv. That means that if they take Voronezh, Wagner controls both major highways into the Donbass.
No, they already control the only major highway. There is no other major highway.
Wait, aren't there nukes stored there?
Yes.
Oh, that's
there are nukes
not good at all.
Oh shit, they're gonna get more fucking liquid fuel.
Also, I saw someone ask, why is Vosh here? Because I am an equal opportunity content creator who says you are allowed in as long as you want to dunk on Russia.
Yeah, hey, listen, as long as you're on the payroll of the CIA, you're welcome here. That's the deal that I signed.
Yep.
He's done the Hulk from me.
Vosh, I'm gonna steal your office one of these days.
The CIA at least pays us.
I'm in a bedroom.
George Soros doesn't.
Don't think I didn't see those donuts you stole. Those are supposed to be for the office.
To be honest, even
he stole the donuts.
Wagner is restricted just to Rostov. That alone is enough for them to stabilize the situation and hold a serious rebellion. Like, again, at this point, the Russian army, if it was just Russian army versus Wagner, sure, that'd be fine. But the Russian army has the vast majority of, especially its heavy equipment, things like tanks, aircraft, anti-aircraft, all that artillery, for example. All of that is in Ukraine, right? So if Russia is looking to actually push them out of Rostov, first of all, they have to deal with the fact that those units now don't have logistics. They have to pull them off the line. They, no matter what, Russia is in a terrible situation here. I do think Wagner has a very good shot of succeeding. I think unless they make a critical mistake of some kind or somehow get caught out when their columns get destroyed on the highway, unless something like that happens, I think Wagner is likely to see either victory from this coup or Russia as a whole is just going to collapse.
It's going to collapse.
The whole situation.
I'm betting on collapse. Also, here you go. Here you go. Here's
only dream.
Look.
That actually... Fuck, that one's good. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I'm tweeting that one out.
Allow me, chat.
Share with the live stream.
Of course I will. Behold, chat, the true summary of this entire situation wrapped into one image.
Hold on. This implies that we should be rooting against him, because I've read some of those 40K books, and I think this Horus guy had some pretty bad ideas.
Nah, it's alright. He's actually a good guy. If you
it's fine. It's fine.
You're in the deep lore,
I think the fact that this is happening alongside the counteroffensive too, because if you think you're like a fucking Russian conscript on the front lines right now, and you hear bits and pieces of this, you don't know who you're going to be taking orders from next week. You have no clue. The last thing Russian soldiers need if anything, is like additional breakdown in chain of command, like organization and clear instruction.
Well, that's the situation here. Everyone's in the trenches at this point. Literally, like all of us, they've gone from sitting in the trenches, being ready, knowing exactly what they're going to do. The Ukrainians are coming. They have to stop them. Now they're all staring at each other. What do we do?
That meme now implies that there's going to be like some Russian general commanding troops in the Donbass who's going to run to the rescue and be like, hey, Putin, we need to stop these guys. And then Putin's going to think he's responsible and we're going to have a whole burning of Prospero situation. A burning of Donbass, just woof.
I hope.
God.
Because the thing is, that's not unrealistic. There are going to be people in charge of who are liked within the Russian military who are going to side with Putin. And they're not about to exactly let Wagner just do this unchallenged.
Yeah. Does that make Shoigu Lehman Russ? Anyway, sorry.
In the sense that he's fucked, yes.
Yeah.
Reading the lore and realizing that not many people in 40k lore actually come out good on the other side of things.
There is no one in 40k that comes out looking good.
Breakthroughs that Ukraine has succeeded with. Some of their best successes have basically just been, it's whenever the front line breaks and then they're moving through with the fast Humvee units. That was the real success in Kharkiv, was just the Ukrainians would never actually assault a Russian position. They just drive around it, and the Russians had no idea what the fuck was going on. And before they knew it, they were surrounded. Things were going badly, and you had mass desertions, retreats, that kind of thing.
The minefields are the only thing that are keeping Russia in the game here, because the Ukrainians can't do that.
Again, a big thing as well is the defensive lines. They know where the Ukrainians are. There is no the Ukrainians are actually behind us freak out right now. The Russians aren't having that problem right now. But as I said, now with the coup, you're now facing a situation where a Russian soldier is looking at, not only does he not know when his logistics are going to show up, and the answer is they aren't because they're being used to fight Wagner. He doesn't know if Wagner soldiers are going to come shoot him from behind, if the Ukrainians are going to come shoot him from the front, or if his mates are actually with the MOD or the Ukrainian, or with the Wagner rather.
There's too much uncertainty.
The average soldier is having a very bad day right now.
And that is absolutely what the Ukrainians are going to take advantage of, because
who outside of the MOD would want the MOD to win? Like, who actively wants Wagner to lose? Whose interest is it in?
I would say
the FSB.
FSB.
Okay, yeah, okay. 50-50. Fuck those guys.
Chat is amazing right now. Kadyrov cares.
Oh God, shut up.
That's another person who doesn't want Prigozhin to win. Kadyrov doesn't want him to win.
Kadyrov
That's
does
another
not want
person
him
who
to
doesn't
win.
want him to win.
No, 100%.
That's actually the interesting point. How is Kadyrov going to play this? Because he's been Putin's biggest cheerleader. He's going to have to pick a side on this.
Don't worry, he's going to hit the gritty on TikTok and everything will be fine.
He has to pick Putin. He cannot pick Prigozhin.
He can't. No, he's Putin's bad dog.
The only reason he's in power is because of Putin. His own country hates him.
Yeah, no, 100%. Chet, if Putin falls, right? If Russia falls into chaos even slightly, you'll see Chechnya revolt.
That is actually a very good one I want to bring up. Ender Marine just said in chat is something I was wondering was, what the fuck are the DNR and LNR thinking right now?
They look like those police officers on the corner of the road.
Oh, Kitty got information. Give us some.
They closed the border.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
They're letting them out, but they're not letting anyone in.
Oh, what?
Wait,
the DNR and the LPR are... Wait, what?
Yeah, they closed the border with Russia like 10 hours ago.
Doesn't that mean that they...
have you got a source on this?
Yeah. I sent it earlier. Digi probably saw it, or Laserpig probably saw it.
To be fair, I've had a lot of headlines put in front of me in the last couple of hours.
Crap. Could you imagine that conversation? The LNR and DNR
Joseph, thanks for the raid.
Reunification.
I do want to point out, does that mean that, because remember, Ukraine's everyone seems to forget that Ukraine is literally right there with Donetsk, right? Like right fucking there. If they pushed into the Donbass, would there be anyone there to stop them?
Probably not.
No.
I don't think it's really sunk in for me, like emotionally, how big of a fuck up this is.
If they've closed the border,
unless you want the war to end quickly, in which case this is the most painless way to do it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But it seems too good to be true. It's like, is it Christmas?
That would compromise the logistics. If they've closed the borders completely, they're not letting Russian vehicles back in. They're not letting anything through.
Because they don't know whose side on who is on whose side. They have no way of knowing which side each unit is going to fucking side with.
Yeah.
That
I mean, the DNR, the latest statements from the DNR that came out of the effectively puppet heads of those states was actually just shitting on the MOD. Believe it or not, I think they haven't spoken in a long time, but the last statements I read out of them were like they were making fun of the Russian conscripts. And,
fuck! They talked beforehand. This was planned, wasn't it? They talked beforehand.
I mean, I think it's not unlikely, but they did say, to quote from the Dino and Ella, it was something along the lines of, "We've survived for 8 years without Russia," which is not true.
Not true.
And they're like, we'll continue on without them in the future.
Because they're like
that they're making.
They're like Rhodesians. The Donbass like separatist dudes are all like, yeah, we got here by the the skin of our own teeth, and we don't need and they're going to get bowled the fuck over. They don't realize.
I mean, to be fair, they've literally lived in the Russian propaganda sphere for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for the drop site massacre.
I could definitely see Prigozhin somehow befriending or siding with the DNR and LNR, only because some of his opening statements were about how much the Russians have destroyed the Donbass, and about how there was some statement about how much they've exploited it for resources and shit like that. I could see him, why he's kind of trying to appeal to them. Though I think that they're most likely going to sit this one out.
Man, they really don't want us to pay attention to the evidence that Hunter Biden engaged in. They really set this one up.
How big was that man's cock that they needed a distraction this large?
With that, boys, I think I gotta go to bed for the night.
All right, Falcon, have a good one.
Okay, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Well.
Cheers, Falcon. Thank you.
God.
Later.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the only thing this thing says is it's reported that the borders from the DPR to the Rostov region are closed. It doesn't specify a direction, though. I'll be frank, I think all the borders are likely closed right now. I think the most likely thing is just that Wagner forced their way through.
Oh dear
it's
God!
Not like a border guard is going to try and stop.
Let me check the original telegram.
Budanov ordered Prigozhin to execute Order 66.
I've actually checked the telegram. There's nothing more. Unless there's more posts in the Telegram channel itself.
So, you know what? They're banning anybody from leaving into Russia. Russia.
Oh boy.
Yep, that's right, Brandon.
That's interesting.
That's right, Brandon 6287. You are actually witnessing human history live on a VTuber stream. Welcome to the future.
There are so many ways that could be interpreted, like what their intentions are or what they're attempting to achieve. It sucks all this is going to end as soon as Kadyrov posts his next leather bear daddy TikTok highlight.
This is like when I listen. This is like when I listened to the live to the announcement of the death of the Queen in Rust on a radio inside the game.
There's something so fascinating to me just about all of these civilians who are very fine with standing upright around all of the machine gunners who are fully down, bipods deployed, covering roads, and you just got civilians walking up to the machine gunners holding an iPhone filming them.
Yeah, but to be fair, how long have they had to watch military equipment roll through, right?
I mean, yeah, okay, as someone who just was in said war zone, you normally don't walk up to soldiers and film them. They don't like that.
That's in Ukraine, though. This is Russia.
Yeah, that's why I'm amazed that the Wagner are okay with this. I guess that's kind of I guess they are okay with it being filmed because it shows them
in control,
succeeding.
Right, you want that as the coup. You want to look calm, cool, friendly. There's OSN literally posted a photo of one of the tank gunners doing a heart with his hands, putting.
Yes.
I'll do you one. I'll do you one better right now. I just saw this.
Remy, you were in Ukraine? Yes.
Look, this just got posted. Look at that lake.
Is that? It's the person sweeping the street.
Yeah, it's the person sweeping the fucking street behind the fucking the armored vehicle.
They said we will not shoot children. We don't want to fight conscripts. The MOD is getting you all killed. They're hard in on this. We're not bringing guns to the MOD. We're bringing flowers. And if they fight us, we will kill them. But we're bringing flowers.
We'll kill them all with these guns we also brought.
Right. Contingency.
Yeah.
They're optics frogging.
This is interesting. This is I mean I honestly wonder what's going to happen like when I wake up tomorrow. Like it's going to be a late night. I mean, I'm glad this happened on Friday, right? Because then I can stay up late, you know? I don't have anything to do until 11 tomorrow. By the way, you should all come. Go to Pumpkin Potion stream tomorrow. It'll be funny. I'm going to be on there dubbing over an old cartoon for fun with some friends.
Vouch.
I'm going to...
That's me shilling completely in the middle of it. Deal with it.
Vouch. I'm vouching. Hell yeah. This is the neoliberalization we need to inflict on Russia a second time to ensure their complacency.
An Olive Garden in every living room.
Yeah, a VTuber in every bedroom, an Olive Garden in every living room, and a goddamn bunch of city bikes on every curb.
This is the future liberals.
That you can fucking activate with like Uber and shit. You know,
yeah, I was gonna say, Ruby, you know, the one that's appearing in all of our cities now. Those like scooters that we can ride around.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna put my contribution to the meme war here in shit talking. Here's my contribution,
guys. The Aussies are talking about how weird their country is again. Oh my god, you're right though. Someone said, someone actually asked earlier in chat, does this count as the first corporate war?
Yeah.
Well, no. I think you have to go back to like the East India Trading Company for that.
Oh, that's okay.
That's a good point.
The first 21st century corporate war. There we go.
I mean, even that's maybe not. I don't know, because like, it depends on what you class as a war. There's been a lot of mercenary wars in Africa where the war was effectively fought just by mercenaries.
I mean, that's where Wagner got most of their fucking money.
Yeah,
I mean, that's literally what Wagner was doing. Yeah, a lot of that.
Stealing gold.
Poland's greatest fighter ace made his fortune after World War II by literally becoming the head of like various African air forces,
like setting them up for them.
Very common post World War II. Lots of guys just going out there to do merc work.
I can't wait.
Update.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
So it appears that Wagner has blocked off, judging by traffic and everything that seems to be blocked off, an area about 3 square miles or about 4.8 square kilometers in the center of the city.
I think it's I mean, they're going to keep putting down roadblocks. I don't think the roadblocks are going to stop them by any chance.
No, they're expanding it, as in the area, you know.
Someone has made a really great point on Twitter just here. Because of datelines and how they work, technically speaking, this whole situation started on June 22nd, which is deliciously ironic. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, no, not necessarily, because it kicked off about. He started posting
about 12 hours ago, roughly. Like
I started hearing the rumors of it at about 11:30 p.m. Like as we're starting to get ready for stream.
I was walking. I woke up at around like I was up at like probably like I had like a nap. I was taking a nap from like my day job, right? Because I work from home.
It's been 12 hours, and it's about 7 a.m. now in Moscow. So.
Yeah, I don't think it was June 20th.
I was using my lunch break for a nap, and I woke up and poof.
Here's a question: how many soldiers would it take to actually like hold a city like Rostov? I mean, there's 1 million people there. It's a big city. How many soldiers would Wagner actually need to like hold it?
Okay, much, the biggest question there is: do the civilians want them there? Yes or no?
That
decides the question.
I'm seeing rumors. Again, this is speculation, right, based on vehicles, but that there's MOD vehicles intermixed with the Wagner stuff, which could imply that some of the MOD forces in the city have changed sides.
Absolutely, or implied that they've been taken.
Yeah, it could be, and they could have just grabbed the equipment, right? Like that's the. Yeah. Also, I saw that tweet. If there's a Russian Civil War II, I'm forming a Czechoslovak Legion to steal a Russian train full of gold. I was gonna think earlier. I'm like, yep, Russian Civil War II. They pull out the armored train, the Zamoritz, literally out of storage in like Vladivostok, where it's been hidden all these years, and roll back the other way.
To touch on the whole idea of holding populace, though, just like in terms of how much soldiers you need, I believe there was one of the American generals did like a really good presentation and study on how many soldiers you'd need to occupy Ukraine, assuming that Russia took all of Ukraine.
Millions.
Like, how many soldiers do they have to place? And it was basically in I think it was just under 1 million.
He literally laughed at their initial war plan
because just at the end of the day, the Ukrainians don't want them there. If the Russians are okay with Wagner, which at least at the start of the coup, I definitely think, we're not seeing a situation like in Turkey where we have civilians in the streets chanting against the Wagner coup. We don't have anything like that. All of the Russian civilians thus far that we can see are very happy to sit on the sidelines and wait. So in terms of controlling the city, the only thing that Wagner has to do is outmatch the MOD forces, and they are very capable of doing that.
What's interesting is one of the main things that's protected Putin has always been political apathy amongst Russians. And now this is actually a weakness for him.
Yeah, no, the nihilism that Putin has instilled in the entirety of the Russian populace down to the bone has come back to bite them.
Yeah, well, that's
because they don't care.
With the strongman situation, right? It's you need to instill in the citizenry conditions that allows them to accept the shit that you do and don't do, right? And that means that there isn't an authentic ideological support for your continued existence. It's just the strongman, and that's a role that can be filled by other people.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. It's fuck you, I got mine, literally down to the individual.
Political apathy has been a massive problem in Russia, like not only now but for centuries. I mean, seriously, for the Russians in general, ever since the feudal period, and Ivan the Terrible and all that sort of thing, all the way through World War I, World War II, the Civil Wars, all these various times, it's very much the life for the average Russian has always been not, oh, I voted for this guy or this party's in power or whatever. The life has been, which warlord is in charge right now and doesn't really matter. It's sort of the same thing. It's like World War II was a bit of an exception for obvious reasons of German foreign policy, which we all know about, probably don't want to talk about on a Twitch stream. But generally speaking, it's always been a case of which feudal lord or warlord or authoritarian hellscape government is in charge, and which one do I report to every day for my shift? That's basically
who pays my salary. Yeah,
it doesn't really materially change Russian living conditions that much. Who's in charge? It doesn't.
That's true. I mean, true, because the only money flow that has really ever mattered in Russian history is everyone else gives money to Moscow and St. Petersburg. That's about it.
A big problem has always been the country is so spread out. The larger your country is, the farther away you are from a center of power. This is why federalization is such a big thing, right? United States, down to the city level. But then when it comes to with Russia, it's so incomprehensibly large. I think that I don't think it's conducive to good civil society. You want local representation and for it to feel like it means something. And this seems to be a consistent obstacle, right? We have the same thing with Lenin, because you can do that local grassroots organizing when you're raising a Red Army, but as soon as you have to you kill the Tsar and you have to sit down and build a government, it's oh, okay, well, in reality, Lenin is governing from one of 3 cities with a large number of people.
What is this?
Millions of people in the countryside.
What is Joe? Vladimir, the plumber from Vladivostok, give a fuck about what Lenin is doing in Moscow? He may as well be on the moon as far as he cares. What he cares about is, am I going to continue to get paid?
Yeah.
Can I afford? I afford to heat my fucking cabin this year?
No. The Soviet Union. The answer is no.
What I think, if what looks like happening is happening, I think one of the big factors that's going to decide how this goes is whether or not the public and a lot of the police units, militarized police, sees this as a conflict between Shoigu and Prigozhin, or a conflict between Prigozhin and the entirety of the Russian government, and Putin included. And, if they see this as a conflict with Putin as well, I don't think it's going to be as lenient. If it's Shoigu, I don't think anybody's going to die for Shoigu.
If Wagner can keep expanding on what Vorsh was saying, for the average Russian, as long as they get their paycheck and as long as life stays roughly the same, they don't give a rat's ass who's in charge. They have no dog in the fight. They haven't had it since, ever. The Russians have never had a dog in the fight in terms of how they're governed. So really, all that matters now is if Prigozhin can keep the organs of the Russian state and the Russian economy in his controlled areas functioning, and the people won't care.
they'll just say hello to contractor Wagnerite instead of Corporal Conscriptovich every morning when they go through the checkpoint on their way to work. That's the only difference between the two. Literally it. So that's going to be if Prigozhin can keep.
Sorry, please carry on. You finish first. Don't
That's the whole. That's the whole thing. If Prigozhin can keep his economy together, it doesn't matter. The Russians won't care.
I was just laughing. It's a Shushko tweet, so it's not potentially true, but my God, I'm laughing. If so, it's apparently that the Akhmat battalion has been told that's Kadarov's special boy battalion. He's been jerking off for the last week.
Which one? There's 3 of them.
I don't know, but it just says the Akhmat Special Forces Battalion has been tasked to stop Prigozhin from reaching Moscow. I see that as quite likely as being possible. If that is really true, I think Kadyrov is going to have to side with Putin. I think he's one of the ones that Putin can rely on to be on his side. But fuck, it's gonna be funny if we see those guys fight.
I don't.
So.
The enormity. I'm just sort of struck by the enormity of this, right? Like, it is... I do not think it is even possible to actually, like... We could speculate all we like, but I don't think it's possible to plot out all of the different effects that are about to come out of this. This is one of those black swan moments.
Guys?
Yeah?
Yeah.
One of those Rostov videos with the BMP-3 that we were talking about earlier... There was a T-90M there as well.
I want to comment on that. I don't think we've been seeing more T-90Ms, both in terms of seeing videos of them and seeing them get destroyed. I know we were talking about this earlier, right? Like earlier in the week. Like, what can we draw from that? I think it's the case that they've run out of the ability to easily like bring out shit out of mothballs, and they're having to use more of that high-tech equipment that they've been trying not to use.
I think it's a possibility, but you also have to realize something else. The T-90M production line has been running.
This is true.
It's easier to continue producing something you're already making than it is to dedicate space to something you're not.
That's true. That's true. To be fair, I think their production has been pretty curtailed to some extent.
The production number for the T-90, I believe, is not that great, even considering the increases recently.
Also, sanctions, and I know they've gotten around a lot of it, but they can't replace everything.
The latest Russian equipment rolled off the production lines in all.
Really quick, sorry, fellas. I'm afraid my sickness has overtaken me. I've got to go.
No.
That's all right. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Genuinely.
Thank you for the invite. Been a delight. Good luck. Putin dies tonight, etc., etc. Have a good time.
We'll all toast tomorrow if he does. Cheers, mate.
Good one. Mate. Yeah, keep me in the know.
Yep.
But it's basically the same. The latest production runs of Russian equipment have been really curtailed by sanctions, but just in general, is they don't have the money. They just genuinely don't have the money. They don't have anything like what's required to keep their production lines going while supporting their war in Ukraine. All these people on Twitter who are saying, "Oh, the Russian bear is yet to awake." No, they've been awake for 48 hours and the meth's running out, right? It's not happening, right? They can't afford it. They can't afford to replace the losses as it is.
Well, financially, they can afford to run all this, at least for another couple years. However, at that point, it's going to become an issue of, well, what do you cut in the local budget this month? What do you cut in the regional budget that month?
I'm not sure it's necessarily a case of budgeting. It's a case of actual raw resources.
They're stripping the drywall at that point.
They do not have the advanced electronics they need to make certain things. For example, I think the first domestic run of thermals for Russians got built in like 2014 or whatever, or 2016. That was like one of their first domestic runs in a long time of modernized thermals.
Well,
and they built basically none of them.
Meanwhile, they're currently up against the Bradleys.
Yeah, and the new variant of tank that they ended up putting out, I believe, doesn't have thermals. I think there was some modernization they had.
They used thermals for the T-62, I think. When they modernized when they modernized the T-62s sometime recently in the last couple of years, in like last decade, they developed a new thermal sight from it, and that's basically what they've been putting in. But you know, that new thermal sight is still better than what a lot of the older tanks that they have. So
I'm really happy to see the old Soviet infrared spot lamps coming back in a big way. You've seen them attached to every fitted T-62s that they're putting out now.
I haven't seen those yet. They've got the giant infrared spotlights.
Yep, back on the old T-62.
Oh my god,
it's incredible.
It's back to the Vietnam War era. Come on, man. We just got a Prairie Fire update for the Arma 3 DLC. Right? They gave us the patent, and I think it was the Type 56, and they've got ones with those giant infrared spotlights on it. And that's technically contemporary now.
So I got an update for Dylan, but he's muted.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But reportedly, the claim is.
Oh, Dylan, yeah, we've got an update for you.
Oh, an update.
Yeah. So supposedly there's 300 men or so in and around the central government quarter in Rostov, which sounds about right considering, you know, that Gherkin managed to seize Slavansk with a population of 100,000 with just 75 men.
300 men, huh?
I think it's definitely more than 300. I think that's probably who's at the building itself.
Right.
But again, like when it comes to seizing a city like this, I mean, if I have a gun and I walk into my local town, I can seize my local town. At that point, it's up until the police respond, right? The thing that they need is overmatch, and the question is, are the police going to try and stop them? Thus far, the answer seems to be no. The police do not want to get into a gunfight with Wagner soldiers. So the police have let them pass. The Rosvagadia seem to, and the border guards seem to have let them pass. At that point, the only thing that's going to engage them and stop them from controlling Rostov is actual military units. And we haven't seen, as far as I've seen yet, we haven't seen actual combat in Rostov beyond the helicopter attack.
I was actually going to say that just now. I posted an update in voice chat here. We have confirmed footage of fighting in Voronezh Oblast in Pavlovsk. Pavlovsk is about 75 k's south of Voronezh proper.
So they've gotten there yet.
Yeah.
And it's on the highway. So they are out. The leading echelon of Wagner are out of the Rostov Oblast area. They're actually heading towards the Russian interior.
They're sprinting. They're sprinting for Moscow.
There's quite literally traffic jams right before town on both parallel roads that run north.
A lot of those are probably civilians, though. They're just being stopped.
No.
Yes.
The roads,
I mean, yes.
No, the roads are both roads are two-way, and they run.
I mean, have you seen the pictures of the highway? There's civilian cars all across them. The way that Google Maps tracks whether or not a thing is moving is by people's phones.
Right.
People
and
are
how
stopped.
Fast... Right.
What's up?
But they're stopped both ways along both parallel roads, which means either a unit decided we're going to go a little bit further out of town, take the slightly longer route to get back onto the highway, or, you know, we're just going to barrel through town.
I'm kind of confused on what you mean by that. But what I'm saying is I'm thinking the soldiers across the board are going to be stopping civilian traffic. Civilians are not going to be allowed to move right now.
No.
Specifically because they want to control movement and control collaborators, control,
if you look at the map, you'll see what I mean right now. If you open up Google Maps.
I'm gonna say this. Here's my biggest question right now. Where do we think, if we see it, we are going to see the first major resistance of the MOD to the Wagner push?
Voronezh.
Voronezh is where it'll be, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way they can get to Rostov in time.
Well, no, Rostov's already fallen. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's there's no way that they're gonna like bypass and go down there.
I'm gonna post this down here.
The governor of Belgrade has now announced.
Oh shit! Is that Veggie? Sorry. Hi, Veggie. Welcome in. Please go ahead, Kitty.
So the governor of Rostov has now ordered residents to avoid the center of the city, and that is an Mi-26, I believe.
Yeah, that is an Mi-26. That's why I had to do
there's
a
a KF-52 over Rostov as well.
Shoot it!
Oh my There's a
I'm
very
actually
good shot.
surprised they haven't shot them because they are just hovering around. Like if anyone had a man pad, those fucking choppers are fucked. At this point, I think it's likely a standoff with the helicopters.
Okay. Traffic at the bridge over the Ob River at the M4 highway near Kashira was stopped. That's directly south of Moscow.
Yeah. Again, I think they're going to be stopping just about every road everywhere. I think martial law is very likely in the next few hours.
The fact that we haven't heard from Putin just highlights how fucked this all is. What
He's not going to make a statement until he knows how the wind is blowing.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's not going to say crap until he knows who he can side with.
Is this real or in a game? Oh no, this is real. To those who just came in, we are discussing the imminent second Russian Civil War that's literally kicking off today.
Yeah, that video you just posted. Like, yeah, there is a Russian helicopter char flaring. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, this is certainly a day. I have no idea how this is going to actually.
None of us do.
Actually, and like this is, we're seeing so much movement from all over the place as well, which is what's.
Onyx Tail, literal COD 4 campaign. I've seen that all tonight. Literally, everyone just constantly posting the fucking opening monologue from COD 4. Well, the world's in great shape.
The hipster brigade has now arrived.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Rostov, the hipster brigade has arrived.
Oh lord.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all of your cheers, by the way. I appreciate it. All the follows. It's very appreciated. Thank you all very much. I'm happy to be able to bring you a relatively reasonable and honestly been pretty well behaved chat. Like for as many people as there are in chat and for as many guests as we've had on here, it's been pretty respectful. We've been able to stay away from anything like that is too controversial, right? And it's been pretty lighthearted, even as we figure it out. I'm happy with how this has gone, and I thank all of you for coming on. I know I kind of threw this together randomly because I was just like, all right, I got to talk about this. I have to. Otherwise, literally, I will spend the entirety of whatever else I try to do on stream just thinking about this and looking at my phone. Hang on, guys. I'll shoot the end. I just got to pause one moment. Oh, man, that's what's happening.
So, I'm just looking at one of the photos right here. Cisco posted it. But military police, and I can't make it out, but what the blue stripe is, but the red stripe I know definitely is military police, and this is in Rostov. So it's clear that at least some of the vehicles have come from Army stocks, but if Army units are participating in this, then what the hell is going on?
It means people are choosing sides even sooner than we thought.
It's very obvious that Army units are going to be involved in this. The fact that the Army units have let them pass the border is very evidence alone that Army units are not going to be...
to be fair, the Wagner could have just lied. Wagner could have been like, "Oh, we're just an official convoy,"
but
you know.
Again, we're talking about these border posts. A lot of them have cameras. A lot of them have, you have civilians living near them. People are going to have reported if there was a sudden explosion at the border post again. Again, remember every time the Russian volunteer corps have gone over the border, it's been reported soon after happening. I don't think there's any way they shot their way through every checkpoint, but no one mentioned it at all.
They could have paid people off. Who knows?
Pay people off, definitely, yeah. But at that point, it's the same thing as always. I definitely think that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, because we have such an incomplete view of the picture, right? We are literally looking through a porthole at the Titanic.
It's hard to figure it out because I think probably a lot of the people on the ground, even in Rostov, are probably as confused as we are, where they don't know what's going on. They're not being given all the information. Some information is being kept from the public. Other stuff is just wait and see, kind of you're just waiting. So I don't know how many of these units we're seeing that are just kind of wandering around Wagner in Rostov. How many of them are sympathetic to Wagner? How many of them are just not caring? How many of them just don't know what to do?
Well, no. So the incident I'm talking about specifically is it's across the street from the military district headquarters. So, you know, the vehicles are parked there, and you can tell that these vehicles were basically either used in rear areas or they were sitting in storage because they still have all that fancy St. George ribbon.
Oh, that shit. Parade
painted on the
stuff.
side. Right. But they also use them in rear areas. So,
yeah,
you know.
It looks good for the cameras. Why would they take them off?
Right. But I'm trying to figure out what the blue... Oh, wait. I know what I could do.
Laserpig has been muted for a while.
Laserpig he's just tired.
He's off doing his I was right dance because he called the Wagner Putin showdown like 5 months ago.
Laserpig literally went outside and like took a giant gulp of tequila and blew a 6-foot flame into the air.
How are you
sitting
doing
here with basically my brain is flatlining. I've been awake for a very long time. I've been sitting editing videos all fucking day, and then this happened, and I'm just like,
It really wasn't a convenient timing for you, was
Pig
it?
was right once again.
Yeah.
What's that from the internet historian bit? You were literally just nestling into bed, getting ready to go, and then your phone.
Oh, bingo. This is what I was looking for.
Oh.
Oh,
look at that.
I've got good news for you, by the way, LP. There might be a. You know how I've been saying I want to make some do some like creative Rust building with you. Well, one of the plugins that I'm working on for the custom server, you can just make bases that will spawn that you like with NPCs that'll raid. So we could design shit for that.
Oh yeah, I know of that. I have a few places that I sometimes go to use that.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun. I thought for a moment there you were going to say, "Hey, we get to do it in real life now." You know?
I am going to, dude. Could you imagine just a bunch of people rock up to the MOD building in Moscow with fucking shitty ass metal plate armor and AKs with shovel handles?
Is that the NAFO Russian warlord arc? If Russia balkanizes, do we have the Russian warlord arc, like the warlord states period from China in the 30s?
So I'm seeing I saw a few comments in my chat asking, like, I thought Wagner was all like dumb prisoners, like they don't know what they're doing. How are they able to pull this off? And I just wanted to like quickly say, I interviewed a right sector fighter recently. It's on my main channel, Dylan Burns TV, and he fought Wagner in Bakhmut on two occasions. Well, a lot in Bakhmut, but for 2 separate deployments. And something he emphasized to me, and I thought this was really interesting, is that a lot of the portrayal of Bakhmut and how Wagner operates is specifically for the media to kind of downplay the effectiveness of how they fight. While it is true they engage in like human wave tactics, the reason they send in the human waves is they send in the garbage units first, who then like are able to they're able to get mowed down and get slaughtered. Sucks for them. Maybe they'll take a position, maybe they'll fail, and then after they've sent in those guys to soften up the position and to figure out where the firing holes are of the Ukrainians, they sent in the guys who have experience from Syria. They send in the guys who have experience from Libya. They send in the guys who know what they're doing, who have been for Wagner for a very long time, hardened veterans. Those type of guys are serious motherfuckers. Those are killers.
It's absolutely fucking disgusting what they're doing, but it's effective. Like,
you know what it is? It's the same problem. It's an internalized symptom of the Russian brain drain, because it's the same principle. When you get a bunch of university qualifications from a University of Moscow or whatever, you immediately move to Belgium or Germany and get an engineering job, right? For the Russian military, it's the same. Why would I get paid 20 rubles a month to go pull guard duty in, Vladivostok, when I can go do a deployment with Wagner and get paid thousands of dollars? It makes more sense. It's why the US military has a brain drain problem, for the same reason. It's just way more lucrative in the private sector. So all the high quality troops who actually know what they're doing don't work for the Russian MOD, they work for Wagner. Because the professionals work for Wagner because they pay better. It's just
that's the truth. That's how when you get out of the public sector, you can end up getting, for the same skill set, the private sector will pay you a fuckload of money, right?
My friends in the U.S. Veteran community, they regularly get emails from Blackwater and their equivalents saying, "Hey, we'll pay." Like just the other day, a friend of mine, undisclosed, got offered by an undisclosed agency around $250,000 for like a month-long deployment to Ukraine to extract high-value people.
Yeah.
Like, you get paid so much in the private sector. Why would any of the actually good Russian soldiers work for the government for like 20 rubles a month and shit living conditions when they can work for Wagner?
Yeah.
Makes way more sense.
That's why you get that's why they've been one of the most effective forces, and they've actually been combat trained. They've been like fighting in Africa and stuff like that for,
by the way,
decades.
Can you tell your buddy to take that job? I need to get out of here.
I'll let him know.
Oh, good.
So, here's the thing. The pay originally was a lot better for Wagner than it was for the rest of the Russian military, but they've basically bumped up the salaries to somewhat match it. The thing is, though, if you're in the logistics or quartermaster, or you're an officer, then it makes a lot more sense for you to go be an officer in the army than it does in Wagner, because you can steal as much as you can get your hands on.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
There's more opportunities for grift.
And so if you look in shit talking, it'll be the second image just now, right after the hipster gawkers.
I also just posted pictures of what's it called, smoke.
That Cisco posted.
Yeah.
So the one on the left is with the red stripe. That is almost certainly military police. However, the infantry mobility vehicle, or whatever you want to call it, in the middle with the blue stripe through it, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think it might be Air Force.
No, I think it's Rosvagadia.
Right, but no, they wouldn't have a blue stripe though, is what I'm saying. Because
it's some form of police. It's got the
No.
got the lights on top.
Right, but no, what I mean is military police, they would have the big red stripe through them. That I know what it is. I just don't know what the big blue stripe through it is.
Oh, we got another statement from Prigozhin.
Oh, tasty.
Fights take place in where the military leadership gives false information or fake news to the fighters. Where the soldiers meet us, the National Guard and the police, they wave their hands joyfully. And many of them say, "We want to go with you." Already 60 to 70 people have joined us. I think half the army is ready to go with us. That is according to Prigozhin.
That's that's coup talk. That's coup talk. But if they're seeing battles, it means they're starting to hit resistance.
Yes, they've started seeing combat in Voronezh. Like, the Russians have started shooting at them. So, well, here we go.
Here we go. That's it. Yep.
Eric Tuller of Bellingcat, he was one of the people involved in breaking the Jack Textero story. He just released 2 tweets. I want to talk about these quick. I'm not trusting Prigozhin on anything, but this cuts down on the identity of soldiers surrounding Rostov MOD. It looks like a claim from Wagner that they might not even be at Rostov, and it seems that the Russian state news agency has edited their article earlier saying that the people outside of Rostov were Wagner, and now they've edited to not say that they're Wagner.
Well, actually,
wait, what? Wait, so you mean the agency? It's because that news agency did claim that, oh no, these aren't Wagner soldiers storming the building, they're Russian MOD soldiers protecting the building, which I think is pretty. Hold on one second. I think is pretty self-evident that it's not true. Anyway, carry on.
No, Remy, no, actually, you're correct. That's not military police vehicle. That's a National Guard vehicle with the red stripe, and the blue stripe is probably local cops, if anything.
The local cops are currently shitting themselves.
What I just showed you, those vehicles with the blue stripes, those are Rosvagadia. Those are National Guard. So
right.
Yes, it's possible. They're likely also National Guard vehicles.
Right. Those all probably appear to be National Guard vehicles, which raises a very interesting question of, if the National Guard is in on it, then what the hell is going to go on with the army?
I don't think the National Guard is necessarily in on it. I think the National Guard got in on it when Wagner showed up, and the choice was, do we fight them with our slightly armored car and AK, when they have tanks and fucking everything that everything you want? Or
I'm sure they literally they pivoted the BMP turret to stare at them, and they made their decision pretty quick. It was either side with Wagner or die.
Yeah. I imagine that's a pretty easy choice for a lot of those National Guard.
I have to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. What have you?
Oh, good. I will actually wrap up here and bounce. So thank you for having me. I will. See you guys
please.
Good to see you again, Remy.
Love seeing you, Remy. Thank you very much. Do we want to wind this down then? Is this a good time to wind it down then? Are we running out of like material as things start going?
I mean, I feel like we'll never run out of material, but that we shouldn't like do this forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's been about 3.5 hours, right?
Bullshit! It can't be that long.
Yep, we've been here for 3.5 hours. It just hit it on the dot.
Oh my god! I didn't realize we've been sitting here talking that long.
Yeah.
It's like 8 a.m. over here, man.
Jesus, no wonder I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, dude.
I apologize to everyone in chat for me being so quiet. I'm fucking dead at this point.
Looking at you and the majesty of your avatar is more than enough for all of us.
So the question is, now that we're wrapping this up, who do we raid?
That is a very, very good question.
We've got 2,500 people almost here.
Who do I wield this bullshit against?
You know, if you want, I also have a decent amount of people. We can both raid the same person, just ambush them with thousands of people.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's a great idea. Let me look.
Let's find someone. Let's find a VTuber.
Let's find a VTuber.
Let's find someone cool, because this will be fun. They'll just get a raid from like 3,000 people.
That's a lovely idea. Oh, there's a couple good options here.
Who's streaming, Pappy's streaming, Orange is Born just streaming.
Onikana's streaming GTFO. Fleshy's doing art. Benina's doing the Power Wash Simulator. That's a good question.
It's a great question. We need to find someone who we're going to
raid Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse does not need my raid. Like, frankly,
Iron Mouse does not need our support. She's got
Iron Mouse is higher up on the food chain than I can even imagine, bro.
She is now, given the decline of HoloLive, she is now top of the food chain, just about.
I think she is.
Yeah, I think Iron Mouse is the queen now.
I think she is. I think she's the chain.
Well deserved though. She works really hard. I'm not a fan personally, but she does work really hard, so I do got to give her credit for that.
Fuck, there's so many options here.
We could, like, as I said, we gotta find someone. Well, I'm gonna put this out here. If you guys want to raid on my behalf,
I could raid Henya, who is big but funny. But no, I think we should go with somebody small.
We should go with like somebody small, yeah.
We should go with someone really small, like someone who's just streaming, having fun, and we just make their day.
Oh, Benina has 32 viewers, and she's doing her 2-year anniversary subathon.
Oh hell yeah!
I think that's a lovely target.
Okay, post it in shit talking.
Yep, I got you. Here's the command. All right, folks. I expect you to make as much noise as you can and shower Benina, who's a lovely person and does a lot of really cool art design and things like that, with as much love and care and lots of money. Make her scream. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Thank you so much to all of you for showing up. Don't worry. Oh, you're going to give her a stroke. That's the idea.
All right.
Okay.
Raid.
Have yourselves a good one, folks. Love you all. Bye.
Bye, guys.